Well, welcome everyone to the first episode of Friday Night Dice. I'd like to thank you all for being here and for helping me make this happen. Welcome everyone to the first episode of Friday Night Dice. I'd like to thank you all for being here and for helping me make this
Good start.
happen. Yeah. You know, first time, you gotta have something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it keeps going.
That's
what I said, I would echo.
Okay. Hopefully.
Is that better?
Yeah, let it play out.
Yeah, give it a second.
Okay.
Margaret, because you have the
Hopefully.
Okay.
Oh, that's probably what it
There
is.
we go. I was going to say, that was not on me.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. Okay.
You can mute it.
Just mute it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we are good to go, guys. So
That explains it. You
welcome.
can put monitoring back on.
Welcome to the first episode of Friday Night Dice. Thank you all for being here. Off to a small blip there at the start, but whatever, you know. Those of you that are from my stream, talking to you, Sue, you know that shit like this happens on the regular, so you're used to it. But just want to give you guys, you know, a big thank you for being here, helping me make this happen. Aiden, a big shout out for you for helping me literally set up the studio. I mean,
It's a lot of work,
really,
but it's worth it.
I really appreciate it. Everyone, my name is Matt. I'm going to be the dungeon master for this ride. We are going to be exploring a world that I've created called Tilstaria. We will be playing on the continent of Grand Voxia. And I really hope you guys enjoy it. I put a lot of work into this. It's been probably about a year in the making, probably a little over a year, close to like 15 or 16 months. And I built it for the people that you see sitting here, mainly. You know, I played to what I know their interests are, but I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the cast. To my right, we have Joel. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
My name's Joel. I will be playing Nilithus Solomar, the bard who attended the Community College of Swords, and we're going to see how it goes. I drink, I sing, and I try not to die.
Alex.
Alright, my name's Alex. I'm playing Tofan, who's a homebrew class by our beautiful DM here, the Titan class, and we'll kind of see more about what that class is and what it does as we go. Similar to the person next to me, a half-elven, pretty average-looking guy.
We'll save descriptions for once we get started.
That's about it. Kind of quiet.
Yep. Shelby.
My name's Shelby. I'm playing Avaria Silverleaf. She is a homebrewed from the DM. She's a snow elf and likes to kind of keep to herself.
All right. Tyler.
I'm Tyler. I play Cressida, or Cress, is an Aasimar, Oath of the Ancients paladin. She's a little dumb, but she has a big heart.
Aiden.
I'm Aiden, fairly prolific D&D player. Very happy to be here amongst the cast of Friday Night Dice. In this game, hopefully, for a while, if I don't get killed, I'll be playing Kelric human School of Divination wizard.
And last but not least.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm going to be playing a human fighter named Zeros.
Yep. And big thank you to our mod who's sitting in the corner off screen, guys. Margaret over here. Joel, would you like to say a little bit about Margaret and what she's done for us and kind of what she does?
What really can you say as we sit here and drink out of our mugs? And Aiden wears more of her merch, and
Nice hat.
thank you. As you can see by the fuck this shit I'm out mug. She's made so many of our assets for this, character portraits, map designs. As you can see here, these lovely snakes were made. So many other things. She has all sorts of online merch through all of her handles, which is really convenient for everybody that doesn't know them, because it's just / Terra Tiger Studio on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Etsy. You can find all sorts of cute things like dogs, cats, giant sharks. Actually, you won't find any of those three, but you will find birds. All sorts of herps, which I have learned exactly what they are. It's things that, you know, snakes, frogs, toads, the cute, creepy, crawly things that were like, oh, that's cute, from the other side of the glass. But for those of you that are into it, it's phenomenal stuff. Stickers. They do not come upside down. You install them that way.
I do, at least. But
we highly encourage you support her because she has done so much to support us.
Yep.
So thank you, Margaret.
She's our
If you
wonderful
guys would
moderator.
like to check out anything from Margaret, all of her stuff is linked in the below tab in our About section on Twitch. You can check out links to her different things there and kind of check out some of her other stuff. She does amazing work, and I can't thank her enough for the stuff she's done for the stream between character portraits and map assets and countless other things.
I got you. Nondescript mugs.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's about it, guys. So without further ado, we will go ahead and play our intro and get into things. Alrighty, guys. That was a short little intro song that another player who actually unfortunately could not make it for session 1 today. His name is Ben. He is the composer for our intro song. Ben, I know you're out there, so thank you very much. I will wait to give any information on his character until he's here and allow him to do that himself. But thank you immensely for composing the intro song for us. I'm in love with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So, welcome everyone to the known world of Tilstaria. A massive world filled with many magical and wondrous things. This is made up of 2 major continents. The first being Grandvoxia, home to the Ingallna Republic, a collection of city-states that has flourished on free trade and cultural freedom, quickly growing to be the largest and most diverse nation and ultimately a world power. Just south of the Ingallna Republic, beyond the jagged and towering mountains that divide the continent, we find the Deshaya Wastelands, a massive desert littered with residual magic and fallout scattered across this scarred landscape that was left from the calamity that befell this land nearly a century ago, known as the Great Tribulation. Following the mountains south, we find the Brawlhalla Concord in Xar'Talas Empire, bisected by the Antonuity Range. To the northeast of the range, we find the Brawlhalla Concord, which has come to thrive through the power of knowledge, home to the Tranquil Athenaeum, the largest known library in the world. Just south of the range, through the Falcon's Pass, we find the Xar'Talas Empire, whose claim to power rests solely on their crop exports that provided them political power throughout the world. The second continent, Velhera, home to the Velhera territories, a massive union of all manner of savage and intellectual beings. These 4 great nations have lived together, for the most part, in peace for over 1,000 years now, since the Great Tribulation. A war between the gods and their followers. Legend has it that the Goddess of Light and Lord of Darkness waged war on each other for nearly 300 years, till the Goddess of Light just up and vanished from the world. Some say she grew bored and moved on. Others say she was betrayed by those she created and she was disposed of. As for the Lord of Darkness, he returned to his own dimension, a shadow reflection of the current world known as Umbrus. After their departure from the material plane, these lesser-known gods rose to power, the first god making himself known to mortals, Vasmordial, the Lord of Flames and keeper to the gates of the underworld. The second, Udatir, goddess of the sea and of safe passage. The third, Ramira, goddess of the moons and mother to the elves. The fourth, Asnatheus, goddess of the hunt and breath of the forests. The fifth, Havadis, lord of the sands. 6, Zarina, the goddess of the mountain and maiden of the earth. And the final god was Eldatir, lord of the skies and winds. These 7 gods worked together to heal the world And through their help, the world began to prosper and heal from what had been left from the two that had preceded them. The Great Tribulation was left the world torn and sundered. But in the years that followed arose a grand leader, Arthur Alden, who united the gnomes, humans, furbolgs, Goliaths, and Paraxi south of the Antinui range of the continent of Grand Voxia into what is now known as the Xar'Talas Empire. As a united front, Arthur and his armies claimed all lands south of the Antinui range. The Xar'Talas Empire sits upon a vast font of aether that has made the lands rich and bountiful, which in return provided a lot of political power to the king and the empire. Harvest always yielded a bounty of crops, more than any other nation, which brought in a mass amount of wealth to the Alden family. In return, the empire prospered. Through exports and trade, they seized their seat as a world power. In these few years after the establishment of the empire, tensions between the neighboring nations of Brawlhalla continued to rise. The nations seemed to be on the cusp of war. The druidic circle of Brawlhalla caught wind of their prosperity and the empire was experiencing and wanted to harness the aether beneath Xar'Talas for their own uses. They raised massive elemental creatures, treants, and other powers of the earth, and they invaded Xar'Talas. The empire struggled to hold them back. The Brawlhallan forces losing ground every step of the way. It seemed the king had no option left but to surrender his empire and be absorbed in the Brawlhalla Concord. On the last day before his surrender, a half-elven man wielding strange magic seemingly appeared. On the war front, he offered his services to the king. His name, Xander Vermilion. He single-handedly defeated the forces of Brawlhalla and drove them back. The king, forever indebted to him, granted him the title Lightbringer, which most people refer to him nowadays. They tell their stories to their children and grandchildren. Xander approached the king after defeating his armies, denying all wealths and land that were offered to him, but instead he asked the king to allow him to build a school so that he may impart his vast knowledge of the arcane to future generations. Thus, Tygarth Academy was born, named after the man who taught Xander everything he knew. In modern day, the academy is run by an organization called the Circle of Ethereal Sovereignty, a group of elite mages founded by Xander nearly 1,000 years ago, whose goal is to uphold the beliefs and teachings of the Lightbringer and to ensure that the knowledge of the arcane arts is taught properly. The four nations have prospered now nearly for 1,000 years, until one day the matriarch of Ice, who ruled over the Velhair territories, grew tired of paying taxes on all the food and goods exported by Xar'Talas. She decided to invade and establish a foothold on the land for her people to grow their own food. Of course, King Riker Alden, the current king descendant of Arthur, couldn't stand for this. Being a proud man as he was, war ensued, and it lasted for nearly 5 years. This came to known as the War for the Aether. Those 5 years were among the most gruesome, with large amount of casualties on both sides, before the leaders of the Andala Republic decided they needed to intervene. They forced each side to lay down their weapons and ruled that each nation would trade their heirs to their thrones as wards, as a sign of good faith of maintaining peace. The year is 1134 PT, or post-tribulation, and our story takes us to the southern edge of the continent of Grand Voxia, what is known as the Xar'Talas Empire. We find ourselves in a quiet farming town of Ole Field, a bustling little farm town named for its Ole Field ale, where 7 individual destinies will begin to intertwine. The smell of wheat and barley filled the town as the harvest season has just begun. It's an early evening and the sun has just begun to set behind the mountains of the Antinui Range, and we see a group of 4 on horseback carts slowly making their way down the cobblestone path towards the center of town. Find it here. Well, friends, we made it. We made it to Ole Field. I'm going to head over to the stables if you don't mind. Yeast and I are going to park this cart here and make sure it gets back to who it needs to. Why don't you guys go grab drinks on me? And Tofan, he tosses you a bag of 10 gold.
All right.
So?
We'll wander away.
Okay.
I told you, Tofan, he's flush with coin.
Sure is. I'm not gonna argue with it though.
It's true. It's been a while. Traveling with him, he spends a lot. Where do you think he keeps it all?
It's gotta be somewhere on this person. Did I notice any particular coin pouch or anything like that?
Make a perception check.
23.
23. You never notice the coin pouch or anything. You just constantly see him reach behind his cloak and behind his back and pulls it out.
Okay. Well, as far as I could tell, not carrying it anywhere obvious, but it's still gotta be somewhere, right?
Yes, well, nevertheless, it looks like Delimante runs this show for now. Drinks it is.
Always in for drinks.
So you guys make your way over, and you approach this massive wooden building, 2 stories, and across the top of it, it reads the Tapped Keg.
Go ahead and open the door.
Yeah.
After you.
Sure, I'll saunter in.
So you guys enter. It's a large two-story building that you guys have just entered. You pass through 2 massive 8-foot doors, and underneath each 8-foot door, there's a smaller 4-foot door where you can notice where shorter people like halflings and dwarves could make their way through. As you enter the tavern, you see it's littered with small, round tables. In the far corner to your right, there is a hearth that is lit with a very dimly lit fire, where you can see a group of 3 other individuals sitting. Joel, would you like to describe your character?
My character is the incredibly flamboyant and charming, oh so attractive bard sitting down there with this windswept hair, the shaven head, and the ornate, was ornate, greenish and gray leather outfit that adorns him, and the flowing locks of both his hair and his green cape.
Shelby?
Avaria has very pale skin, pale snow white, hints of blue in it. She has long platinum blonde hair and just gorgeous purple eyes. She's very petite, small.
Tyler?
Sitting there is a well-muscled young woman with light russet brown skin that seems to glow lightly near the cheeks with 2 glowing marks. Her hair is bright ruby red, almost as if the strands themselves are made of the jewel, and it's tied up into a tight ponytail that falls down to her shoulders. Her eyes are tinged lightly red, maybe from being intoxicated, and her irises are a bright gold. She currently has her arms slung around her effeminate bard friend.
Alright. I should note they are sitting at separate tables. You see these 2 sitting together, and Shelby is sitting by herself.
About
Or
how
Avaria.
packed is the tap keg?
Was that?
How about how packed is it in here?
It's not very big. There's not very many people in here right now. You see a few patrons kind of coming and going as you guys have walked in. A couple passed you as they were leaving. Behind the bar, you see a large, plump, blonde woman dressed in a long, purple silk dress with a blue apron kind of over her front. And as she enters, she looks at both of you. Would you guys like a drink? First one's always on the house at the Tap Keg.
Well, something strong and bitter for me.
She turns around, right out of the keg, puts it down on the counter for you. Sir?
No, just a
It's free.
just a warm
She
milk.
just starts filling one, sets it down.
Appreciate it. I spot a spot over by the hearth. Wanna grab a table there?
Works for me.
Right.
So you guys go ahead and make your way over and take a seat down.
Are there any other doors out of this room?
Out of this room, to the right of the hearth, going upstairs, there is a set of stairs leading to what you would assume to be the rooms upstairs. There is a set of doors that are open, and as you look back through them, you can kind of see different crates and different barrels, and get the sense it's where they keep the distillery at. Back behind the bar. Besides that, there's no really other doors besides the one you came through.
Okay.
So as you guys go and you make your seat and you look around, there's not very many patrons in here right now for the. It's about, it's the early evening as you guys made your way into town here. And as you guys are sitting here, you hear the door fling wide open. And you see walking in, Josh, would you like to describe your character?
Sure.
What'd you do with it?
Okay. So I'm a slender, athletic-looking human man with a rounded chin and a strong jawline. He has slicked back brown hair with hints of silver running throughout it and sea green eyes. He's wearing a well-fashioned reddish bronze armor, plate armor, and he has a glaive to go with it.
All right. So as you guys go ahead and take your seats, would you guys like to describe your characters for what they see?
Yeah, so you guys would see a slightly taller than average half elven man. Kind of mixed, not super tan, but definitely has seen his time out in the sun. Light blonde hair with some darker, like brown streaks running through it, and definitely 5 o'clock shadow. Looks like he hasn't shaved in a little while. And you notice he has a very playful smile, but almost like serious, piercing blue eyes whenever you make eye contact with him.
Just sitting down at the table and scooching his drink a little further between the halfway line towards the man that was just described. You see a human of standard but slim build. All of his features of his face are angular, but you notice a strange softness to the features of his face as they're accentuated by almost a constant look of expression of curiosity or concern. His hair, which is light brown with a sheen of scarlet, which hits when the light hits it in just a certain way, descends to just brush past his collar, and it's roughly parted at the top and thrown over his forehead as much as it can be. Currently a couple days unshaven, with a small scar that runs down his left cheek and cuts under the chin. Otherwise, the scar looks well healed. He wears a few folds of shirts and cloth of burnt orange and cyan color underneath, a mahogany leather overcoat with bronze edging and highlights at the sides. Just within the opening of his coat, past the bronze trimming, you see various hints of pouches, a small book, a dowel of dark wood and metal. And on his back, as he's sitting at the table, he kind of puts it by his chair, is a light traveling backpack with various bits of canvas and patchwork leather, and buckles of various qualities and sheens.
So, as you guys are all sitting here, kind of enjoying your free drinks, some of you abstaining, and looking around, you notice that more patrons start to kind of pile in, and you see a small, young adult halfling man with kind of slicked back brown hair and very fine leathers, very well-made clothes come out. He's got kind of dark tanned, almost caramel-colored skin, comes out, and you see two men carrying it on the table, and he goes, "Yo, get this stuff moved! We were supposed to have things set up hours ago!" And you just see, as they're frantically just moving all these tables. You see they're clearing away apart from the wall, and they're setting up, bringing out more round tables and more chairs and things. And you're starting to notice people are starting to pour in throughout as the day starts to wind down and more people are coming in to get their drinks. You notice that the bartender doesn't charge a single person for their free drinks. For their first drinks. Every drink here at the start of the day, first visit, is always free. So she just keeps lining up tankards, and people are grabbing their drinks and they're grabbing their chairs, and the room is starting to become a little packed. As you guys look around, you guys can hear slight people making whispers. You guys hear, "You haven't heard? Lady Pemberley is performing tonight. She's one of the greatest singers in our land." "Oh, really? Rumors have it that her voice has smoothed the rage of a dragon to the point of slumber." And you hear another guy, "Yeah, well, I heard that she had so many suitors that the king once tried to pursue her." And you just see his wife kind of looking at him, shaking his head and acting like that she has no idea what the hell he's talking about.
Tofan, what do you think we've just walked into?
Well, seems like a night of fun, at least for some people.
No.
Not your style?
Not quite, no.
Things gonna happen.
I think there's going to be a song. However, that's generally a pretty solid bet around me.
Well, why don't you sing?
Because I'm drunk.
That's good, right?
Yes.
You said it was good.
You're right, being drunk is good for everybody else. However, songs can be sung. Although it sounds like this woman will be singing a song, although I've never heard of her. Although she seems pretty famous. I once also tried to sing a song for a dragon. was a guy that snored like a dragon, but it's really the same thing if you think about it.
Cress downs her drink.
Okay. Make a constitution saving throw for me. Because you're a little deep already.
First roll of the campaign.
I know.
Second.
Oh, you're right.
Ah, yeah.
You said this Constitution saving throw, right?
Correct.
That's a 7.
Oof. Yeah, you're shit-faced. You have disadvantage on your attacks for the next hour.
Good.
Okay. Alright. So,
Those people by the hearth, Tofan. Look at the way they're imbibing. You think they'll last the night?
We can always find out.
They're awful colorful.
Do you like
make perception
experiments?
checks for me because they're not sitting too far from you guys. Not you, these two.
Disadvantage?
Yes.
16.
Okay.
Well, 7.
So you would have heard what they said.
Colorful? Her?
Well,
Who said that?
Pardon, I meant no offense.
Oh, none taken,
we
none
were,
taken.
we were just talking about bringing you all drinks. It seemed like you needed more.
That is an excellent idea. I can guarantee she can handle at least 2 more.
So I'll grab both the drinks off our table
Yeah, she can
and
have
put
one.
them in front of her. And then pull my chair up.
Okay.
And, like, straddle it on the back.
Gotcha.
Remember, it's never too late to say no, as in, no, I can take both of these.
Huh?
Exactly. You drink one, I'll drink mine, and you drink the other.
Okay.
Flawless.
I drink another.
Make another constitution saving throw for me. Are you just downing it or are you sipping it?
Okay, she's stupid. She's gonna down it.
Okay.
Disadvantage?
Yes.
It's another 7.
Okay, we'll get to that. Yeah,
So-
you're about blackout drunk right now. You're about to pass out before anything even happens.
But you would have made a slot machine very, very angry.
So as the hall continues to fill, you guys notice a group of guards come in. They're dressed in mostly black with red and gold, or red and bronze with like gold accents kind of all over their bodies. They wear a giant gold chainmail that kind of you can see that comes out from under their black plate armor on the front. You two would know these as the Blackguard from the Xar'Talas Empire. They are the royal guards. You see them go over to Bilger. He goes, "Yes, what can I do for you?" He goes, "Oh wait, it's that day, isn't it? It's time for your weekly shipment." And he goes in back and he just starts having 2 men roll out 2 big gold carts of kegs. And they go, the head man, he just kind of looks at Bill Drew and goes, "You know, let's hold on. I hear Lady Pemberley's here tonight. I want to stay for the show." And he goes, all right. He goes, "Well, go ahead and put them back, boys." And you just see him rolling them back into the back room. And you see these 4 guards all sit not too far from where a lot of you are all sitting, off kind of in the corner, just kind of waiting for the show to begin.
That doesn't look good.
Everyone's got their time off, right?
I suppose. I just wasn't expecting to see the constabulatory.
Worried about something?
On duty or not. No.
I believe him.
So, as you guys are kind of observing these guards as they walk in.
Do you?
I don't know.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Do I believe him?
Go for it.
17?
You get an uneasiness from Kelric, no doubt. Easy to read on a face, I suppose. Not a fan of authority.
Wait.
No matter what form it comes in.
Fair enough. As you guys are kind of sitting here with the new acquaintances you've just met, sharing your drinks, looking around the room, you guys notice that the guards just kind of sit down. They start to gather around the table and they're waiting. And the crowd tends to settle down. And you guys look and you see a glimpse of an elven woman pass out from the back room over on the far end of the tavern and make her way towards where the stage was. And you hear the crowd hush. And you start hearing people, "Oh man, she's as pretty as they say she is." And you just start hearing all the men just start gushing over everything that they're seeing.
She's kind of hot, isn't she? Should we do something? You should do something.
Like what?
You should finish that other drink.
There's a solid start.
I didn't get your name or your name. And which one of you are closer to me?
Tofan, certainly. The only thing I've done is slightly tilted my chair.
Yeah, I pulled up to the table.
Cress heartily throws her arm around you and brings you as close as she can, along with Nil. So she has you both in headlocks.
Hello. Certainly nice to meet you all. I'm Tofan.
I'm Cress.
Nice to meet you, Cress. I'm assuming I'll have to introduce myself again tomorrow, but
Why?
you don't worry about it.
I'm keeping the notes on her arm so she wakes up. She'll know.
It's smart.
Where'd this writing come from?
Shh, it's a secret.
I can't read.
I pushed
That's
the,
gonna be
I
a
pushed the
problem
drink.
later on, but we'll get to that.
I pushed the drink into her hand.
I flag for the barmaid.
She comes over. Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I appreciate the generosity with the drink. Could I just have a glass of milk?
Right away. Did you not like it?
No, and in a tankard,
liked it.
please.
Clearly, you had plenty.
And in a tankard, please.
Okay. She goes back. You should go. You see that it doesn't look like they keep any of stuff like this close by. So she goes back into the back room and comes back out with the tankard and sits down. She says, "Oh, that'll be 2 copper pieces, please."
Aye.
She goes, "Thank you. If there's anything else, let me know."
I'll wander over to...
Does anyone else need a drink? Topped off?
Yes.
Clearly not you. I think you're cut off.
I believe she was going to buy a round for the table.
I was?
That's what those things on your arm say.
I don't have gold.
You don't worry about it.
You don't have gold. But I don't have gold. He has gold.
I'll buy a round.
Okay. She goes, a round? That'll be, I don't know, 5 silver pieces.
I'll hand her a gold.
Okay. She takes it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I like this guy.
She goes and comes back with just an armful of tankards, sets it down. It's clearly more than what your table asked for, but you paid for more than what you asked for, so she's brought you more.
Cress stands up and begins wandering. She's looking for people that look interesting.
I'm going
Before we get to that, 1 second. Go ahead.
I was going to follow her to make sure she's stable.
So as you get up and try to go away, and you get up to try and follow her, you notice that everyone in the bar just silence ensues, and they all sit down as you hear this elven woman start to sing, and it's a beautiful melody that fills the room, and you just hear everyone start to ooh and ah as this melody just reaches all of your ears. And I need everyone except for Tofan and Kelric to make wisdom saving throws, please.
What is this against?
Against something.
What kind of effect?
If it's
Being
charmed
charmed,
or
yes.
magic
Excellent.
or put to sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
Said a
Wisdom.
Tofan, boy, it's good singing.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Make a quick perception check for me.
15.
15. That bag of gold that Delimante handed you, you see a quick glyph appear on it and then disappear as everyone else is starting to fall into a trance.
That's interesting.
What's
Are you any good at identifying magic? Kind of seemed like your style.
I've seen a thing or two, yes.
You want to take a look at this bag Delimante gave us? It clearly just did something.
How do you mean?
I mean, a glyph popped up, and that seems like magic.
In what? In response to something?
Seemed like it.
Yeah.
As you do that, what'd you get?
12.
It's a failure.
20, not math.
That's success.
16.
16 success.
6.
2 failures. Okay, you are both charmed.
Music.
It's because we're
DM,
both charming.
I take the small pouch that was handed to me and lay my spellbook open and slap the pouch in the middle.
Okay.
Pull out a small pearl. Just start signing.
Okay,
Ritual casting identify.
we'll see if you can get it done. So, as you guys looking around, the guards all start to fall into this trance as well. And they start looking around, and one of them starts looking a little agitated. And he's like, man, what's everyone doing? Why is it so quiet in here? And he just pulls out his blade and starts swinging. And he starts attacking just random, avoiding the guards, but he's just attacking the random townsfolk around him. And no one is reacting. They're just listening to the song as these guards start wailing on all the different people around them.
Is it him or is it multiple of them?
It's just him right now.
Is he just like full on hacking into people?
Yes, he's right. He just stabbed his sword straight through a woman.
Jesus.
This music is phenomenal.
My mother warned me about music like this. Very violent.
Are you guys doing anything?
I'm gonna look up from what I'm doing.
Okay.
Schlecht, that no. Hey,
Like-
you got muscles?
No, but I can make it work.
Okay, 'cause look at me and
What's that?
Yeah, are you doing
Yeah, I'm
anything?
gonna stand up to go stop them.
Okay, you're charging him?
Yeah.
Alright, everybody roll initiative.
Yeah.
I was wondering if anybody was going to. You do have disadvantage. No, you don't have disadvantage on initiative, no?
guess I better figure out what I'm doing. Wow.
Oh man, I shouldn't have made this
expecting
map
that.
so big.
My character sheet is all sorts
Gotta
of
be honest, I
random
was not expecting that one.
What, my roll or
Well, you rolling 3 7s was, yeah.
look at this roll?
Can't be saved.
I
There's nothing to do for
I
me.
angered some sort of eldritch being
Oh, you already swapped
at some
it.
point in
Thank
my
you.
life.
You might want to push the battle map forward slightly though. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So we will get you guys placed here.
Look at that fire. What a great fire.
Shelby, you're so dumb. You would have been over here by yourself. Josh, you said you were charging the guard here, who is attacking
By the way,
this woman.
laser pointer for coming ready. Just, I have it, or I'll put it here. Let me know if you need it.
And the four of you
hand
are
it
all
to you
sitting
on the
around this table. Alright, you get a free action before combat begins. You are right here, and this is the guard that is attacking this woman here.
She's a busy tavern.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and attack him then.
Okay, you're just gonna go and attack him? Alright, go ahead and roll.
$14.
14 does not hit, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you go ahead and you run up with your glaive and you try to take a slash at him. He turns around and he sees you. He dodges out of the way a little bit and your glaive swings right past him. He pulls his blade right out of this woman and 25 to 20?
22.
Every time.
Yep.
Jesus. That's still on the draw.
Alright. 15 to 20?
19.
Alright, 10 to 15?
13.
Really? You get another 7.
5 to 10?
6.
8.
What you got?
Natural 1.
Of course. Makes sense.
1.
I will roll for these guards.
What's wrong with you? Almost like you drank too much. My.
No such thing.
Alright, so you guys watch. One more, sorry. As you guys are watching and you look over and that same elven woman, those of you that are not charmed, you two, the four of you all see this elven woman, the same elven woman, but as you look, these giant black wings shoot out of her back.
Okay. And I don't see that.
You do.
Oh, okay.
You're not charmed.
They don't see it.
These two that are not charmed do not see it.
Gotcha.
Are these two?
It's beautiful. Like the drink. And the people.
So, top of the round, Tofan.
So I watched her turn into that.
You watch her turn into that, and you've just watched this guard stab this woman who is laying on the ground, bleeding out.
Cool. So I'm going to take a second and concentrate on the small holy symbol I have on my crossbow.
Yep.
And cast Divine Favor.
Okay.
My bonus action. And then I would like to sit at the table, Han Solo style, and fire a crossbow at the winged creature.
At the winged creature. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
15.
A 15. Forgot to have her paper out. That's my bad. A 15 hits. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay, so that's a D10 plus a D4. So that is 11 points of piercing damage and 1 point of radiant, I think, is what Divine Favor does.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, 1 point of radiant.
12 points damage altogether?
Yep.
All right.
And that's my turn. And I'm
So you go?
concentrating.
Yes. Concentrating. So you go ahead and you sit down, Han Solo style, look over at him and shoot a bow that kind of zooms right through all the people in the crowd and embeds straight into her left wing, right under her arm. She looks at you, lets out a howling shriek, and she's almost shocked that you're not under her spell. All right, that brings us to the next round. Kelric?
You got her? You got her. I slam the book closed, and always a solution for a bar fight. Dip my hand in some butter on the table, run it down my wrist, and cast grease centered on the guard. It's a 10-foot cube.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 10 feet in each direction
Gotcha.
from that centered point. Everyone in it needs to make a Dex 13 saving throw.
All right. Josh, that is you, and Crest, that is you.
Dex 13.
18 on the guard.
They all fall prone who fail, and it's considered difficult terrain.
I failed as well.
You failed as well. You fall, we'll say. This guy also fails.
You did.
And I am backing up against the wall, as far as I can go.
This wall?
Yes.
No.
You want to go up the stairs?
No, just up against the wall. Actually, I'll take my first step up the stairs.
Okay.
Why am I suddenly on the ground?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know.
All right, that brings us to the other guards' turns, who are now going to charge. Seeing you attack his friend, he's going to go, or attack his fellow guard. He's going to run up and he's going to attack you. And since you are prone, he's going to have advantage. That is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
I've killed this. Well, not us yet, but soon. DM.
That is 8 points of piercing damage. As this guard runs up and you're laying on the ground, he drives this massive glaive that he has in his hand into your leg. Alright. That brings us to the next guard's turn, who again is going to do the same thing. He's going to follow his other guard's lead. He's going to charge you. He's going to bring out his glaive and he's going to roll. Try and hit you. Natural 18, so be 20. That hits.
Yep.
And that is 6 points of piercing damage.
I've killed this.
Alright, that brings us to your turn. Would you like to stand up?
Yeah.
Sorry. You spend half your movement, you go ahead and you stand up. And you're surrounded by these 3 guards right now.
Predicament. Yeah, I'm gonna attack the one in front of me again.
The one in front of you again? Okay, go ahead.
$20.
20 hits, go ahead and roll for damage. For everyone on the stream, I apologize for our dogs upstairs. They bark at everything.
It's just me.
It's just you.
It's just me.
10 damage? Got it. So you go ahead and this guard, as he's turning around to getting ready to swing his glaive at you, you go ahead and bring yours down and you chop right in between where the armor and the shoulder blade meets, right where his cut open right in the neck, and he falls over to the ground. Too many minis.
The busy bard.
All right, that will bring us to Avaria's turn.
Not quite there yet.
You had plenty of time to prep for this.
I know, I was reading each individual thing. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna cast Bane.
Okay, on which targets?
How many bad guys are there?
I believe you get 3 targets.
I do.
So you have these 3 guards surrounding Karos, and you have this lady over here who cast her spell.
Can I hit all of them?
You can hit 3 of them. There's 4, technically, or 5 if you count the other guard who hasn't done anything yet.
So can I hit her and then 2 guards?
Yes? Which 2 would you like? Doesn't matter?
No.
Okay.
They get charisma saving throw.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, charisma 14.
I'm getting ahead of myself. She fails, natural 3. He fails, natural 4. And natural 20 on the other one, so...
I think it wasn't used to kill us.
Getting ahead of myself here. Too excited.
However, target fails saving throw must make an attack roll or
When it goes,
saving throw
yeah.
4 times.
Alright, would you like to move at all, or would you like to stay there?
I'm staying.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead and stay there. Alright, that brings us to Nil. Go ahead and make your saving throw at the top of your turn. What do you get?
Natural 17.
Yeah, you're good. So you go ahead and you shake off this charm, and you're looking around. You feel a wash of anger wash over you from the person, the winged creature in the corner who's sung this siren. And you look around, and you're seeing all these guards surrounding this man you saw just enter the bar not long after you. And you're seeing one that he has just slain. He's laying before him, bleeding out.
Oh my god! What happened? Well, okay, then let's do
Start
this.
swinging.
And I'm just gonna draw 2 of my daggers and run at the nearest guard.
Okay. So you go ahead and you pull both your daggers. We'll say you jump up on the table here, and you go ahead and you're attacking that guard right there behind Xaros.
Yeah. 23.
23 hits. Roll for damage.
Good lord.
Bye now.
5.
5. Got it. So you go ahead and you swing at his arm. You leave up a few blades down the, cuts down the side of his arm as he's getting ready to stab this other man here in front of you. And he turns and looks at you. And that will bring us to his turn. And he's going. Oh, do you have 2? Go ahead.
2.
Bonus action.
You know what? I missed.
You don't want to stab him again?
We'll see what he does first.
Okay.
There was a warning.
All right. So that brings us to his turn. Or sorry, I'm getting my guards mixed up. That brings us to this guy's turn, who's going to turn and charge you,
Oh,
attacking his friend.
that's not nice.
12.
That misses.
Okay, so you go ahead and he sees you stand on this table, goes to swing, and as he swings, you jump over his blade. You land back on the table. And that will bring us to Lady Pemberley's turn, who's going to... 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's as far as she can get. So she is not going to do anything this turn except move. And at the bottom of the round, that brings us to Cress.
Hey, I'm gonna stand up. And then I guess I'm gonna try and shake off my charm.
Yep, go ahead and make your saving throw.
Wisdom, correct?
Yes. You still charmed?
Natural 2.
Okay.
We're too deep into the ale here.
So you're just sitting there and you're looking around, you're like, man, this is a great show, and you just keep drinking. That brings us back to the top of round, Tofan.
So she ran towards me, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna walk right up next to her.
It's 5, 10, 15.
And while I'm walking, just say, whatever you're doing, you can stop it now. And leave. Otherwise, I don't see this going well. But it's up to you. And I'll cock my crossbow.
Okay. Make an intimidation check.
Damn, close. 15.
15. Okay. She just looks at you and smirks. She says, "It's funny that you think you can beat me." And she just smirks at you and keeps looking back.
Well, if I have an action, I'll fire. I don't know if that was my
I think the
action.
intimidation would say is your
fine.
action.
Yeah, I'm good then.
Okay. That brings us to Kelric.
I'll be honest, I don't know who's who. There's a lot of bodies flying around. There's the 3 guardsmen on the left here,
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
3 guards there.
I'm going to progress forward to my left a little bit, and as I go, I'll pull out from underneath my coat a bit of powder and run it down my palm, casting color spray, catching the guards and anyone to their left. Or I should say,
Looks like it would be just the guards.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
15-foot cone.
What's the save?
It is a... Oh, it's not a save.
It's not a save.
I have to roll 8d10. Or 6d10, sorry. In the order of descending hit points. This might get a little crazy.
Yeah.
Ascending order of current hit points. We ignore unconscious creatures and creatures that can't see. So I will roll that damage. I do not have enough d10s.
Do you need more D10s?
I do need more d10s.
Say, I got 1 or 2 up here. Most of them are D8s and D6s because
trying
that's
to
what I
start a
use.
bar fight.
Well, I think he's gonna move up
Yeah, I
too
got enough.
right now. Move like where the laser pointer is to do that.
Golden.
So that's him.
Oh, I was looking at him for some,
Sorry,
or
already put them together.
Nil for some reason when he said that.
Because he's
Still got to get used to everyone's minis.
a dual wielding wizard. A book. Shit.
38 hit points.
Yeah, that's all of them. Are they dead or what happens?
They're
I'm not
blinded.
familiar with this spell.
They are blinded.
They are blinded. Gotcha. I forgot my blinded status rings because I didn't think about it. Yeah, I know, and I'm probably gonna get blinded by one eventually. Ow.
They're blinded for 1 round.
I'll use these for now, because then I can just remember. Blinded for 1 round. Got it. Is that all you're doing? Would you like to move back at all?
I'm moving back to the staircase as far as I can get.
You got 20 or 15 or 10 feet of movement.
As I
Can't
backed
do
up,
math.
just select. That's all.
All right. After that, the first guard is already dead. Go ahead and... The next guard here, who ran up behind, is going to go ahead and he's going to take a swipe at you, who's now attacked him.
That doesn't seem right. Okay.
18.
Yeah,
He's blind, right?
he's blind.
Yep. 14.
Miss.
Miss. Got it. All right. Tried to pull one on you. Caught me. No, I'm joking. All right, that brings us to Karos's turn. Xaros. God, I cannot call him.
It's all good.
When I used to play WoW, there's this guy named Karos, and I keep going to his name every time I read your name for some reason.
The Mask of Xaros.
Yeah,
You
that one
beat
in
me
front
to
of me
it.
is gone. I'm gonna turn around and attack the one behind me now.
The one behind you, or the one to
Directly behind. Yeah.
behind? This one here?
Yeah.
This
the
one.
that walks
Gotcha.
directly
Okay,
behind
go
me.
ahead.
Yeah. I miss.
You miss. Okay.
I'm gonna bonus action attack again.
Okay.
Well, not whatever. Whatever it's, I forget what it's called. The Polar Arm Master.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Okay. So you go ahead and you turn around. You bring you bring your blade and you try to swing at him once. He dodges out of the way, and you try to bring your blade back down again. He jumps out of the way again. You're just looking at you, smirking. All right. That'll bring us to the other 2 guards here. One is gonna go. These 2, sorry. First one's gonna go ahead and swing on you, Josh, who has a -4 to his roll. It's 10.
This is
10. Yeah. So he just swings wide as he comes at you again. The other guy's gonna go ahead and swing at you again, Nil. He was blinded. Natural 3. It's a failure. Yeah, again, you're dancing out on them on this table. They can't seem to touch you.
We're professionals. You guys can't seem to hit much.
All right, and that brings us to Avaria's turn.
To be fair, they are blinded.
I forgot you are concentrating as well on Bane.
So I'm going to do inflict wounds. Can I do that?
You'd have to run up on someone. You could get to her. That's about. You could get to this guard or her.
I want to go to her.
Okay. This person would have bled out by now, just to clear up space on the board here.
Rip.
All right, roll to hit.
She got run through with a sword, man. I think her day's done.
Yeah.
She came to party.
Can't I think of it?
Did not get a party.
Inflict wounds.
Butcher of Ole Field.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Butcher of Ole Field.
Inflict wounds.
I had some ideas on how this was gonna go, and I didn't know.
Same.
Right now, I don't even know who the sides are. I just know that the constabulary is here. So
3d10.
I don't know these fuckers.
1, 3, 10, 13, 14.
14 points of damage.
14.
Okay. Yeah. So you run up and you grab her by the wing as she's got these massive black wings stuck out. And as you grab her, this necrotic energy just shoots up through her wing and into her body. She lets out a screech of pain and then looks over at you and just is staring intently. She's very angry.
I just want to glare back.
That note was beautiful.
Oh God.
We're
Yeah, nothing
friends.
high notes.
Now that brings us to your turn. Nil.
Stop.
I'm gonna have to get used to that.
Stop this.
You're up on this table.
Yeah.
You can certainly do better.
Guards there.
The first guard here in
Check
front of you,
there.
he's looking a little beat up from your previous stabbing, and these guys are both looking untouched.
I don't know, that guy's falling over. Okay, I'll
He had
stab.
a little bit to drink.
Same. And I jumped on a table.
Steal my
Alright,
dice.
we're gonna stab the guy in front of me.
Here you go ahead.
18.
18 hits.
7 points of damage.
7 points. He falls over.
And then I'm gonna also slash at the other one that started toppling over because he's a little bit tipsy.
You would
This
have to
one.
move.
Oh, do I have?
You have to jump down off the table.
Theatrics, but okay. Natural 20.
Yeah, roll your damage, double your dice.
Good lord.
8. Math is hard. 11.
Yeah, he falls over too.
Cool.
So you go ahead and, as you're looking on this table and this guy's standing before you, you slice one right up the side of his neck. Then you jump off the table doing a backflip, charge the other one, and stab him right in his gut between where his plate and his armor on his legs would meet. That brings us to the other girl's turn, who's going to turn and look at you. Actually, no, she's going to look at you because you just hit her. She's going to go ahead and use her multi-attack on you and take 2 attacks with her claws.
Were they baned?
She is.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
she the one that's attacking?
Yes.
Okay, so minus the D4.
Yep. You're right.
There's been a lot that's going around, so.
Yeah.
I'm refreshing myself.
Yeah.
That is a 17 to hit on the first one. Yeah, I know, because your AC is stupid high.
Fair enough.
Yeah, 16 to hit on the second one. Yeah, I know. So she goes to swipe at you, you just bring your shield up, and she just hits both her claws right across your massive shield. I hate your stupid high AC.
I love my stupid high AC.
I know. And that brings us at the end of the round. Make your saving throw.
These aren't my dice. We're gonna see if it goes any better.
You said it's a wisdom, right?
Correct.
That's 11.
Oh, it's a failure. You are
Oh my gosh.
still
so good at singing.
I'm so proud of you right now, honey.
Lord.
No, are you hearing this?
Oh, I'm hearing everything.
Top of the round.
I would like to move around her to behind her.
Behind her, pushing this kid out of the way.
Yeah, just push the kid under the table or something.
Okay.
And then just straight in the back.
Disadvantage.
Crossbow
Or
expert.
crossbow expert, you're right. Go ahead. 12 barely misses. So she goes ahead and she sees you moving around the back of her. She bats her wings as you shoot, and it just knocks the arrow away, or the bolt.
I'm assuming I don't flank with a ranged weapon, so.
No.
That was a good question.
Get it really close.
All right, Kelric.
As I start to make my way along the hearth and down into the further near the bar, I'll yell to Tofan, the hell do you think Delimante is? As I bring around and out of my hand shoots a mote of fleas, striking the woman, and I need to roll a hit, I believe. No, this is a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw for her.
13.
14. Damn. It was close.
Okay. That's my go. I'm circling around near the hearth as I go.
10, 20, 25, 30?
Something like that. Sure.
Sure. It's hard to see from this end.
I'm trying to light up spots with the
Yeah.
laser pointer.
Alright, that will bring us to these other... Actually, both those guards are down, so that brings us to Xar'Talas' turn.
So one guard, then they were all.
Yep, these guys are both bleeding out, and this guy here.
I'm gonna turn around and help them with the.
With this girl?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and make your way around here. Oop, after you knock her over. You will get a advantage because you're flanking with 2 people.
Okay. $17.
17 hits, roll for damage.
Yeah.
What?
I'm saying I should get advantage and just take the crossbow and go whack.
8 damage,
8 points of damage, okay.
and then I'm gonna do the bonus attack also.
Gotcha. You still have advantage.
16.
16 hits.
Uh, 2 damage, I think.
Alright. So you go ahead and you take your polearm and you just slash up her body. And she's looking at you. She's dodging, like she's backing up enough to where your blade catches her, but she's not getting the full brunt of your blow. And that will bring us to the other guard's turn. And he's gonna go ahead. He's gonna move up here, who's still not blinded anymore, and take a swing at you.
Why me?
Because you slashed up all his friends.
I don't know what he's talking about.
It doesn't matter. He misses. Natural 5. So again, you're too quick on your feet for these guards. You're dancing around them as they start swinging all their pole arms at you. That brings us to Avaria.
I want to take my warhammer and I want to smash it into her.
Okay.
Simple.
Roll to hit. You have advantage.
Oh, advantage?
Yes.
Alright, so 24.
Okay.
Gotta check for that crit.
Yeah.
4, only 4 damage.
4 points of damage. Hey, all damage is good damage.
I want
Alright.
to smash it into the side of her head.
Okay. Well, you can't designate a certain area of the body, or else it's harder to hit.
I'm just going to imagine that it smashed it into the side of her head.
Okay, so you go ahead and bring her warhammer and you slam it into the side of her rib cage, and she's just staring back at you. And as she does, she grabs your warhammer and she's getting ready to hit you.
Yeah, you're never getting out of there.
Yeah, you're good.
Warhammer, beautiful.
No.
No, I'm never doing that.
I'm gonna slash at the guard that, I think he tried to slash at me, we may never know.
I ain't fucking going.
24.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
6 points of damage.
Yep, he falls over. Actually, he hasn't been hit yet. I forgot to write his down, so. He's still standing.
I call him that anyway.
Yeah, he's pretty close.
And then I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to Cress because I feel really bad that she's drunk.
Alright, that will bring us to her turn. After smacking her, she's grabbing onto your warhammer. She's going to go ahead and make 2 hits at you again.
As a reaction, I silvery and blue, and I make her roll a 10.
-4, so yeah, she doesn't hit you. It's 6. Minus a d4, I should say. The second one is a 12, so still doesn't hit.
4 10s.
I have a beautiful shield.
Yeah, you do.
Warhammer.
Yeah, you do. She go ahead and she swings both her claws at you, and that first one almost looks like it shimmers as this blue and silver energy comes around it, and her claw comes down and just bashes off your shield. And the other one, you parry it with your warhammer, and that brings us to Cress
believe it's a
at the end of the round.
Your inspiration is D6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a D6.
You've got this.
Wait, I get that a D6?
Roll that D6.
So it's a 13. It's a 16!
You succeed. You are no longer charmed. You shake off this charm, and you're just looking around at all the bodies laying everywhere that you did not see a second ago.
No, is this what happens when we drink?
No, this is not all the time. Most of the time. Maybe. But you get used to it?
Can I tell who had casted the charm?
Yes.
Can I take an action?
I believe it's yes.
Okay, I'm going to move
I'll say yes.
within 10 feet of her
Okay.
and take a fat swipe with my blade.
Because you can do that.
I can do that now.
I know.
10 feet away.
Yeah.
Um,
Arm mastery.
Granny shot it through someone's legs.
That might be how it happens.
as I am quite frustrated that I didn't see this happening beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm casting Divine Favor on myself before I strike.
Okay. So you were concentrating.
Yes,
Gotcha.
I am. I have plus. Yeah, that's 16.
16 hits. Roll for damage.
That is 7 points of slashing damage, and then I'm going to. Okay, never mind. Wait, I have to add 4 points for. I'm sorry, this is my first time ever playing a
It's fine.
paladin.
It's a D4, I believe.
Before.
Yeah.
2 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Got it. Alright, so you go ahead and you walk, as you're running up, you see her take these 2 slashes at this snow elf lady that's in front of you, and as she backs away and parries that last hit with her hammer, you come and just swing your glaive right into the middle of them. And that brings us to
Was her music even good?
her turn,
Your mom.
and
Wait, what?
what? Oh, never mind. You're right.
It should be my turn, right?
Your turn. I'm getting out of order. I need to take better notes next time because I wrote them all in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna shoot in the back again.
Okay. The duck.
Nope. Cool. It's
Okay.
my turn.
Alright, so you go ahead and you take a shot, and as she moves out of the way, it just shoots right in between her. Kelric?
I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, I'm gonna use Harbinger's Call.
Okay. I was wondering if you were going to.
So most of you watch me produce what you originally assumed was just a dowel of wood and metal. Now, as I fire it, you realize it's a full-fledged firearm. That is a 21 to
That
hit.
hits.
Let's see.
What kind of ammo?
It's been loaded with
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
12 points of fire damage.
12 points of fire damage. Okay. Jesus.
Yo, what the fuck is this thing?
What?
So you guys watch as he just pulls out this very roughly strung together gun-looking object and takes a fire, and you guys see this small fire start to light at the front. Fireball shoots out the front and goes flying into her. That brings
one before, but when they explode, it's usually not good.
Xar'Talas.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, I'm just gonna attack her again.
Can I go ahead and attack her again?
Yeah.
Go. You have advantage still.
17.
17. Got it.
It's caught.
Yeah.
Okay. 7
Just
damage.
borrow. Oh.
Okay. 7 damage.
7 points damage. Got it.
Yeah. Bonus action. Punch.
Yeah.
At 20.
Go ahead.
It's been fun.
Okay. Drop.
And it's gone.
What do you need? Okay.
8 damage.
8 damage. She's starting to look a little hurt. You're thinking you're starting to whittle her down. She's definitely got some. You see black feathers just start strewn everywhere as you guys have been cutting through her, and she's got little cut marks all up and down her body, just bleeding everywhere. As you guys are looking, it's not red blood though. It's like almost a silvery texture. That brings us to the other guard's turn. I really need to write this down better next time. And he's gonna go ahead and take a swipe at you, Nil. If he doesn't hit,
You think they'd learn by now? I mean, honestly.
I literally don't think I've hit you once.
No.
Yeah. He goes ahead and takes a swipe at you, and as your flamboyant man yourself, you just dance right away from it. He's just looking at you, he's getting very, very aggravated. Ava, or Varia, you're up.
I like to skirt with skirts.
So, I want to cast Guiding Bolt. I have to
At
back
point
up.
blank range, yeah, it'll be a disadvantage if
I
you're.
can back up a bit.
She'll get an attack of opportunity against you.
Let her.
Okay. How far would you like to back up?
Yeah, let's just go as far.
5,
just go
10,
far.
15,
There
20.
we go. That
Okay.
looks great. Go ahead and let her try.
Doesn't matter. 12.
Yeah. Alright, so. Well, so far we're 18 to hit. Let me see.
That already hits, honey.
Okay. Can I borrow one of these?
Yeah.
Borrow all of them.
There's 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12.
If you need more, I've got extra.
16.
16 points of radiant damage.
Son. What the fuck? The next attack's at advantage too.
Yeah. Although everyone's pretty much already got advantage anyways. So you guys watch as this, what do you want to say it looks like? Your guiding bolt. What kind of energy? Ice? Okay, you guys watch as this icy bolt shoots out of her hand, zooms its way in between, right past your head, Cress, and it explodes into this crystalline dust. It kind of illuminates this creature in front of you guys.
Holy shit! I'm so drunk.
No.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yeah.
Is Hawk Girl even still standing? I'm just gonna like angle myself at her and just like roll 2 daggers and chuck them.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
20, not natural.
Yeah.
Let's see. 5 points of damage.
Alright.
21.
Yeah.
6 points of damage.
She's looking extremely hurt as both of these daggers stick right into her side. She just reaches down, rips them out, and you watch this silver-like substance come spewing out of her and just flying everywhere.
Beautiful.
That's going to be her turn. She is going to go ahead and cast invisibility on herself and disappear.
Wow.
And then she is going to move, so make your attack of opportunity at disadvantage.
Do I get one if she's invisible?
I would say you get the sense that she's trying to run, so yes.
Is she moving?
15.
15. 15. 15 still hits. Roll for damage. Josh, go ahead yourself too. Disadvantage. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is she moving to?
You don't know.
Oh. I guess my question is, would she get an attack of opportunity as well?
I have a stretch of 10.
That's right. Yeah, go ahead.
I missed.
You miss.
14 points of damage.
It's a
14 points of
but you're
damage,
already drunk,
Jesus.
so-
I am
Just go
already
for it.
drunk, so I'm just going for it.
Yep, it's just a wild swing. Is that a canceled natural 20?
That is a canceled natural 20. 17.
17 hits. Roll for damage.
Robbed a natural 20.
It's a free T4 run for you.
I forgot my details. And that's a 1. Plus.
my God.
Because I'm still concentrating.
Yep.
It's also a 1.
2 points of damage.
1 point
So
of
as
damage.
you guys watch as this shimmer kind of glows around her and she fades out of existence, and you hear this.
3 foot.
Okay.
It's important.
You feel this almost small gust of wind as she bats her wings and starts to take off in the air. And as she does, you stake up right up into her where you think she would be, and you as well take your bow and shoot straight up at her. And you hear a little small grunts as she does this, and she starts to move away.
Perhaps.
It's not a squawk. No. Cress, that brings us to your turn.
Well.
I believe in you.
What can I do?
What would you like to do?
The dizziness from being drunk has caught up to me, so I'm going to take a couple steps back because this bird woman just disappeared right before my eyes. And I think I'm gonna hold an attack for when she reappears.
Okay. If she reappears in your range.
If she reappears in my range,
Okay.
which is pretty big.
Yep. All right. Back to top of the round. Tofan.
Is there anyone behind the bar at the moment?
The barkeep is hiding behind the bar, or Tamara, the one you guys had met as she introduced herself as you guys entered. She's kind of hiding behind the bar, cowering as all this is going on.
Okay, and there's that storeroom, or like
Back towards the
distillery
back,
at
you saw, yes.
I'd like to run that way and look for anything expensive.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. As you run by here, you notice a rack of wine, and as you look over to the right, you see another man over here cowering in the corner.
Sport man.
Kill him.
Kill him.
Just kill him.
Does any of the wine look nice?
Make a perception check.
15.
15? I mean, as far as you can tell, you haven't been around wine much in your life besides what you had when you were young. But a few of the bottles look...
Hold on. Wait a sec.
But yeah, I mean, there's a few that look like they're kind of nice bottles.
I'll grab whatever I think the nicest bottle would be.
Okay, let's see if this guy notices you taking it.
It's a
Nope.
bar fight,
He's
man.
pissing his pants. He's
Nope, he
He could
didn't
just
see
use it as a makeshift weapon.
Bar fight.
He didn't see. Yeah, you go ahead and you grab this purple bottle with kind of gold lettering going down the side of it, and you go ahead and you throw it in your bag.
Okay. And I turn around and it doesn't look like that guy noticed me at all.
He doesn't look. He's like in the fetal position underneath this table.
Okay.
currently.
I'm assuming that's action movement, so I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Kelric.
Select. I'm going to hold a. I'll move. Oh wait, there's still a guard on that table, isn't there?
Yes.
Right. I'm gonna Ray of Frost. him.
He's looking pretty hurt, but he's still there.
That's okay. Ray of Frost.
Okay.
17 to hit.
17 barely hits.
Oh. Well, thanks, Matt. 3 points of cold damage.
He's dead. Not dead. Falls over. He's bleeding out.
Good enough.
I'm gonna run over to him.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I can do this turn.
Gotcha. All right. So, Zeros. The woman you were attacking, the winged woman, disappeared before your eyes, and you don't really have a sense of where she went. You can always try to find her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and find her.
Okay. How are you looking for her? What are you looking for?
Let me see if I notice anything like weird in the room.
Okay. Make an investigation check. No.
I mean,
It's
5.
5. Yeah, you're looking around and you're still a little wired from everything going on, and you don't notice anything. So, would you like to move at all?
Yeah, I'll move closer into the crowd, I guess.
To the crowd?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Is that all you're doing?
Yeah.
Alright. Avaria,
No, I'm still good.
hold what?
Yeah.
Hold your attack in case she appears? Okay. Staying where you're at? Alright, Nil?
I want to cast Fairy Fire in a 20-foot cube right in front of the door.
Right in front of the door. Okay. On the door, so it encompasses outside, or just so it barely gets the inside?
I want to get
So like here? Just
And-
literally this
and-
panel?
and the 3 outside, if I can.
Like on the door.
On the door. So
The door will be the focus.
the door will be the focus. Got it.
So you want it centered
20
on the
feet
door.
Centered on the door.
Gotcha.
So
Does
10 feet
fairy
in,
fire
10
go
feet
through
out.
objects? Or around and through? Just a cube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
just
that's
summon
up to you.
cube.
How does it work, Matt?
Alright. Nothing happens.
Oh.
Well, normally they'd make a dex saving throw first. before
Yeah, if
anything
you hit
happens.
if you hit them.
Fine, too. Fine.
If you hit them.
I will sit down, and I will reach back at the table I jumped off and pick up my drink.
Okay. Where there's a guard it's literally on the table in front of you bleeding out,
He's
by the
not
way.
bothering anybody. He hasn't hit anything.
Alright, that brings us to her turn. And you're all going to feel a gust of wind as she darts straight out the door, and you guys watch as these doors fly open.
I mutter to myself, "Oh, shit."
Just out of range, I'm sorry.
Called it.
That's why I was asking where you were placing
She
it.
probably would have made it anyway. It's alright.
And she'll take the dash action and go off running. Cress, your turn. Would you like to ensue chase or?
There's a man bleeding out in front of her,
Yes.
and she doesn't. I don't know. I'm gonna healing hands him.
Okay.
So she runs up to the guard and just like pushes him because she's freaking out and she's drunk. And
You're really gonna do this at disadvantage right now?
Healing hands is.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you were trying to stabilize him.
I restore 2 hit points to him.
Yep. Okay. He goes ahead and just coughs up some blood.
Oh my god!
Stands up. Or not stands up, kind of looks up, he's coughing up some blood. And he just kind of, what the hell happened? We will go ahead and combat is done for now.
So the bird lady, she started singing, and you didn't understand her, and I thought she sounded pretty, and then I didn't think she sounded pretty, and
Sweetie, read the things on your arm.
I can't read!
Shh, just focus on that right now, okay? Do we want me to stab him? He was kind of mean. I think he tried to hit me.
I'm still looking in the back room.
Okay,
I'm
what are you
continuing
looking for?
farther.
Or you're gonna keep going farther?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that looks interesting or expensive. So.
Are you just looking,
Looks,
or are you like
objects.
physically going through stuff?
No, I'm giving a cursory look.
Okay,
'Cause I figure
make a
someone's
perception
gonna
check.
come back there at some point.
Make a perception check for me.
Am I to assume we're out of initiative order?
You are now out of initiative order.
Okay.
Unless you would like to ensue chase, which it will.
Not chasing.
21.
We'll get to it.
As soon as everything settles and those doors burst open, Kelric is standing over the guard's body. She's like, and he pulls over the travel pack, pulls out a bunch of wrapping, and just begins to try his best.
Okay, the one that's the other one that's bleeding out, or the one
and
that's
yelling out to the door, Delimante, Tofan. Just looking for anything.
Okay.
Trying to stabilize this guy.
So as you're looking around throughout this back room, you see barrels of ale, different crates of different imported grains and different things. You see baskets of barley and wheat and oats and different things. Nothing really of interest back here. It seems like it's just a distillery room.
Okay.
You see the small halfling man that was barking orders earlier is back here, and he's just kind of cowering, and he's got a little sword in his hand, and he's just waiting for someone to like walk in the room. Ah! What are you doing back here?
You're safe, my friend. I was just making sure that everything was good. Nothing was
I've
hiding.
never seen the guards attack us like that. And that woman, my God!
I think we're gonna try to figure that out now. You return to what you were doing, and I will turn around hearing him shout and head back to the main room.
Okay. So he's gonna just sit there. He's kind of like cowering with this sword in his hand, and you get the sense he's never even wielded it before. So as you're looking around, you see him enter back into the room, but you don't see Delimante anywhere.
How close does Tofan come to me?
I start like lightly jogging up to you.
Okay.
Clothes sack! Fuck were you? Help me! Help me!
What are we?
Because I'm starting to bandage together what I can of this guard's.
Make a medicine check.
Yeah, I'll help whatever I can.
At advantage?
Yes.
9.
9. It takes you guys a little while, but you get him stabilized to the point where he's not bleeding out, but he's extremely close to death.
Anyone else bleeding out?
Those are the only two left. The other guy is long bleeded out by now.
I'd like
Or
to
bled out by now.
I'd like to make
Proper
sure
grammar
that I
here.
pick up my daggers that are on the floor, and then if I have time, I would like to go snatch up a coin purse on the.
What daggers on the floor? They never fell out of her.
She ripped them out.
But she never threw them.
I thought she did.
No.
No, it's fine. I have more.
So, seeing as you can't save anyone else, Cress
You can find them. I'm just messing with you.
I have plenty, believe me.
Yeah.
has knelt down to the guard that she has saved.
Okay.
Sir, can you tell me what's on my arm? What does it say?
It's pretty smeared up by now. I mean, yes, you got silver, like, blood substance on you, and it's pretty smeared up.
I can't read.
Well, I mean, I'm not much of a literary man myself, but I don't know, just some ramblings, something about you owing someone money, something about you drinking, something about you buying around.
It's a summary of the night, sweetie. I haven't written anything on there about the bird yet.
The bird?
Alright, the bird.
Oh,
You two? Just stop. You, as I point at the card. What the fuck?
I have no idea what happened. I woke up and I was bleeding. You tell me.
You and your friends attacked
And he
all the
looks
people
over
in
and
this
sees
bar.
the two dead bodies and he says, "Oh, Lord, what happened?"
A simple bar fight.
Bar fight? There's never been a bar fight here.
Now 2 men are dead.
I can see that. What the hell's going on?
I don't know. You started a bar fight. You and your friends.
And he starts getting up and he points his glaives at you and he goes, "You guys are the culprits of this."
We just saved your life.
Pardon?
Make a perception check. I mean, a persuasion check at advantage. Because he's pretty...
Like, fuck you, dude.
I rolled a lot.
14.
Okay. He just drops his blade and he's like, "I don't know what came over me. I don't know what happened. A little confused."
Close. Calm down. It's okay. I wish I could do more for your friends.
They were good men, but they knew what they signed up for.
Yes, well, I imagine they didn't sign up for this. I didn't. How does a festival turn an invitation for a reputed singer turn into this?
Singer? What singer?
Tofan, I'm out of my element. What are we doing here?
The lady here, that was singing tonight. I'll cast Disguise Self
Okay.
to look like her pre-wings.
Okay. He
This
goes,
one.
"Oh, Lady Pemberley, I've seen her before."
Yes.
Or, well, I think I have. Have I? And he seems extremely confused. He goes,
Barkeep, can I have a trust?
sets it down.
So you don't remember anything that's happened? Anything at all?
It's all kind of a blur. I remember coming in. We were gonna have drinks and gather the weekly shipment to the capital for the king, and that's about it.
You did that, and then you said you were going to stay for her performance, and then sat down.
For whose performance?
This woman, Lady Pemberley.
I've heard that name, yes. She's a good singer, I hear, but I don't remember her being here tonight.
Do you know anything else about her? Her residence?
Uh,
Where she's famous?
I know she's from the Ingallna Republic, the city of Villarosa. I don't know much else about her.
That's very helpful, my friend. Very helpful. How about you relax, take a drink, and if you think of anything else, I'll be here.
I appreciate that.
Would I know much about this woman's history?
You can make a history check.
That was probably the wrong word
Ditto.
I wanted to use when asking.
The end. If I can.
1 second.
12.
12? You've never heard of her before?
Ditto, if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
8.
Same. Never heard of her before.
Should use my portent. Okay.
Do those of us that were charmed have kind of any idea what happened to us?
After you broke your
Piece it
charm,
together?
then while you were charmed, you don't really remember what happened, but after you broke your charm, everything kind of started piecing together.
So we know it was her.
Yes. Same for you. But you still, everything's kind of a blur. You don't know exactly what happened. It's just as you came to, that's all you remember is exactly what you saw. Bodies strewn out before you.
Never drinking it.
I'm off to find
No,
Delimante.
don't make such vows.
I agree.
I peek my head out the front.
You go ahead and you peek out the front door and you see that the town lawmaster has kind of gathered up a few hands. They're carrying pitchforks and shovels and different things, and they're off searching for this woman a little bit. And he walks over and approaches you and he goes, sir, my name is Tarley. Were you a part of what happened in here?
Tarley, you are...
The lawmaster here. And what you see before you is kind of a large human man wearing kind of a mustard yellow linen shirt with kind of a chainmail, kind of very old rusted chainmail shirt pulled over the front. He's got a bow slung around his back, and he has a pitchfork in one hand. He claims to be the lawmaster of this town, but you can get the sense he's kind of a self-elected lawmaster looking him over.
Okay. I was gonna ask, but thanks.
Yeah.
Tarley, ik ben Kelric and
Nice to meet you, sir.
not under these circumstances.
Yeah, that is true.
You're getting together a hunting party for...
That winged creature that flew out of the bar and whatever commotion went on.
I'll admit I'm out of my sorts, but I believe the original attendance was to be by a Lady Pemberley.
Never heard of such a woman. I do remember they're hearing about a performance later tonight, but I've never heard this name before.
At any rate, there are a number of people inside who can vouch. Did you see another well-dressed man who entered town? He probably would have dropped quite a lengthy name, part of it Delimante.
Ah, yes, the man from the stables. I was over there when he was meeting with our stable boy,
Right.
and he dropped off the cart, and then him and a woman proceeded their way out of town. Talking's hard.
Select. I appreciate it, Tarley.
Last I saw them, they were heading that way towards the water tower, but that's on the road out of town, so I just assumed they were leaving.
Appreciate it. If you don't mind, we'll see to some of the wounded here. We have a couple of the constabulary who have fallen.
I appreciate that. It really means a lot to us. We don't have much here in Ole Field.
At any rate, let's tend to our business. If you don't mind, maybe stop by when you're done with all this facade.
I'll send my men on their way, and I'll come meet with you in a little bit.
Right. I'll go back in and pull Tofan aside.
Okay.
Looks like Tofan, or not, jeez. Looks like Delimante, by all appearances, has skipped town. You're making the same thing of it that I have, aren't you?
Sure doesn't look good. You were interrupted earlier. Do you want to take a look at that bag he gave us?
Might I remind you that it was Delimante's idea to come here in the first place?
Oh, I know.
Those people who fought the constabulary with us, what do you make of them?
They seem alright. A little drunk.
little drunk
Perception check.
indeed.
They seem like good people. Not the usual people I hang around, but
If I can, I'd like to be subtly removing the fallen guards of their coin pouch.
Make an investigation check.
Right as we're talking.
Actually, make a sleight of hand check first.
11.
Okay. You get the sense a couple eyes are on you as you're starting to do it. Do you want to continue?
I want to make note of where they are.
The people who are make note of where they are on the person. Okay. You see that they're sitting just on their belts, right under their cloaks.
Okay, then I want to feign like I'm checking out the bodies for injuries and then step away.
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
Okay. You heard them.
Who's Del Marty?
Delimante.
Okay.
a general acquaintance of ours, I suppose.
Just 1 second. At the very least, I think the one who charged at the start, that was true heroism. People died here.
I did. We did
is
what we
that?
could.
Is that normal for you?
It's all in a day.
My apologies. There's a lot to piece together here. I would very much like to know what brought you to this little town.
I am Nils Guardian. I can fight and
She's
he
an
can't.
excellent bodyguard.
Right. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Haven't even been scratched.
So it would seem. Fortunate. More fortunate than those two.
I'd like to turn away and start just kind of making a lap around the room. And as I'm doing it, cast message at Cress.
Okay.
And so in your head, you just hear, well, that was quite interesting, wasn't it?
It's the voices again.
You'll get used to them, sweetie.
Well, it happens sometimes. I mean,
What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, never mind.
oh my gosh. And then Cress, having finally taken note of the other two characters in the bar,
Yeah.
she assumes the voice may have come from the blue elf.
Light
Excuse me,
blue
were you
elf.
speaking? Sure. I mean, I guess the voice didn't match. You were kind of a woman, but. Or was it you?
No, it wasn't me either.
I'm gonna go up to her and like spin her around back towards the table, put my arm around her, and be like, sweetie, sometimes the voices don't come from anybody. Sometimes they do come.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You know, I hear a voice a lot, actually. Yeah.
Most of the time, that's called your conscience. You should not listen to that. It generally does not have good ideas.
I think mine has a name, but.
Okay. This is something different, and we'll work on that together. Okay. Okay.
And Cress puts her head down and falls asleep.
Okay. So you lay your head down on the table and attempt to fall. Take a little short nap, kind of recuperate yourself.
Can I go up to the bar? There's like rooms upstairs, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna pay for her to get her own room, and I'm gonna get my room
Okay.
for the night, and I'm gonna put her to bed.
Okay, as you approach, Tamara's gonna kind of, you see she's kind of started cleaning up the different cups on the table that have kind of gotten thrown within the fray here. And she looks at you and she goes, yes, may I help you?
I would like to get 2 rooms.
2 rooms, yes. Well, let me check. And she pulls out a book from under the desk. She says, well, it appears we only have 2 left. Would you like both of them?
I would.
Okay. She says, well, that'll be, I saw your help. We'll just say 6 silver pieces for both rooms.
I'll give you a gold.
Okay. She goes ahead and she says, thank you very much.
I mean, she just
And
let
I'm
2
gonna
people
kinda-
die.
She says, both rooms at the top of the stairs, right to the right. You can't
I'll
miss them.
enlist some help. Someone you guys.
Oh, gladly, and I will attempt to lift Cress.
I'll help her
I'm
also.
wearing
Okay.
I know.
Scale mail.
Either both of you will make us. One of you make a strength check. Each of you make a strength check each, or one of you with advantage.
You're like a fucking brick. Like,
Yeah, buddy.
you're like a pallet of brick.
Just a straight strength check.
Yeah.
Plus 3.
17.
17, yeah, easy enough. You lift up her front half, and you're just kind of like sitting there dangling her shoes and her feet as he carries the brunt of her weight. You guys go ahead and you lift her upstairs into a quite small bedroom with two beds in it and a small little candle lit off in the corner where a window's kind of window's kind of open. You feel the cool autumn breeze coming in, and you guys lay her down on the bed.
Thank you. Ow.
Yep, you go ahead and you pass out. And you guys staying or making your way back down?
I'm going back down.
Okay.
I will go back down for now.
Okay, you guys make your way back downstairs, and you notice that the two guards have kind of they're still hurt, but they're up on their feet, and they're trying to get themselves a little more stabilized. You see the townsfolk have kind of come out from hiding, and they're helping clean up the bar and get things kind of cleaned up. One of the guards comes and he approaches you, seeing that you notice that you took the or hearing that you took the brunt of the affray and started helping. He goes, "Yes, my name is Marcus. I'm captain of the guard for this troop. I can't thank you enough for helping us. So it's supposed to be just a simple run for some ale, and I can't say this went very well. I'm sure I'm never going to hear the end of it from the master back at the barracks."
Well, what do you remember happening?
I remember us coming in, and we hearing there was going to be a performance, so I told my men we would stay. They've worked very hard, and we don't get very much time off here. So I decided I'd pay for drinks, and we were going to stay for a meal, and the last thing I remember is getting stabbed. And he just looks over at you.
Me. To be fair, you all stabbed that very nice woman first. And he started it.
Me?
Well, I was busy listening and enjoying my music till there was too much blood, and then I had to step in and stop it because that's just what good people do.
I happened to see it. There was a fracas that broke out, and he was the first to charge in. That was very heroic of you.
Yes, heroic, that's the word.
He did not start it.
That's better.
Make no mistake. Nil, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. Don't be confused, Marcus.
Well, I can't thank a lot of you enough. Thank you for defending us.
You're
Although,
quite welcome.
yes.
I wish we could have done more.
Same. These were good men. I will enlist some townfolk and I will get their bodies back to their rightful families.
Marcus, had you heard of a Lady Pemberley before today? I'm still disguised. This woman.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. I've heard the name. I'd never had the pleasure of seeing her. There's always rumors of different people in the capital, but I know she's a traveling performer from what I've heard. That's about all I know. They say she's a good singer, but I can't say I know myself.
DM, you said that she was elven, correct?
Yes, pure elven.
So, would I have recognized her at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Would you happen to know anybody that's heard one of her performances before?
Well, I can't say I do off the top of my head, but I'm sure if I got back to the barracks and asked the guards, they're always out going looking for entertainment. I'm sure someone would have heard something.
They would remember her performance.
I can't say.
Well, she performed here tonight. And her performance was what started all of this mess. Then
Really?
She proceeded to turn into a monstrous
Saying
creature with wings.
A lowly elven woman started this bar fight.
Well, no. She sang, one of your men stabbed a poor innocent man. Woman.
My men
Yes.
started this.
Yes.
By all appearances, Marcus, yes.
I don't believe it was their intention. Whatever. Her song clearly did something to the crowd of the room, because she then turned into some sort of winged creature, and everyone started fighting.
He believes you. He was getting a little weary. He's starting to look at you like he doesn't really understand what you're saying.
So, this elven woman is a winged creature of some sort.
Winged elven woman. I've never heard of such a thing.
Yes,
Neither
your
have I.
lawmaster of the town, Tarley, is currently putting together a hunting party for her. They saw the very creature escaping. this establishment.
That Tarley's always getting ahead of himself. He needs to just let the guard handle the peacekeeping.
Be that as it may, 2 people are dead and this is a crisis. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I guess I could agree with that, so it's probably not too much of a bad thing, but I will have to go out and take lead. And he gets up and he says, well, if you guys don't need anything, I'm going to go and I'm going to assist.
Feel free.
Do let me know if you find an individual named Delimante.
I've never heard of a man of such name, but I will keep it in mind.
He would have just arrived, same as us.
Ah, I see. Do you know what he looks like? So,
Clothes fancier than his character, it seems.
Fancy
those.
sword, if I remember correctly.
White with etchings.
Gotcha. I'll keep it in mind.
And I guarantee you he'll be flush with coin. I assume you cannot be bribed.
No.
How much do I believe that?
Make an insight check.
20.
20? You get the sense that he's a very honest man, but for the right price, he probably could be bribed. So he said it with a little bit of disdain.
Well, in this moment of unity, the people of the town are counting on you, Marcus. Let me know if you need a hand.
I will, and I appreciate that. If you guys could just kind of maybe help clean up the bar here, and I'll see if I can find some kind of repayment for you guys, see what the town has here, and the crown will repay them.
Sounds agreeable.
Another trust, please.
Tamara brings it over and she says, Ole Field ale. Cold, right out the tap.
Yeah. Real treat for today, huh?
She says, I can't say it'll help, but it is the best in the land, so perhaps it'll ease the pain.
Everybody tells me this sort of thing helps. I'll give it a try.
And you go ahead and take a drink, and it's a very crisp, very flavorful ale. Oh.
So since I, got my whole little room, am I able to take a short rest?
You can try. Are you staying in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
And since I'm elf, does that count as a long rest?
No, so you have the trance ability, which means if you get 4 hours of rest, you get a full rest. A short rest is technically somewhere between like 30 minutes and an hour.
Okay, I meant like trance.
Okay,
That's what I meant.
gotcha.
Do I have enough time to do that?
You can try. You just start.
Sit here until
Yeah.
it tells you you're done.
And see if you get interrupted in the next 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to
So are you
step out.
staying in the same room as her or taking the other one for yourself?
Sorry guys, I'm
got
together
two.
for myself.
I'm not even
Yeah, you have a room with 3 beds all to yourself.
I got 3 beds.
So as you guys start cleaning, you see Bildro come back out and start barking orders at people. And he looks over at you and he comes up to you and he says, you came and helped me. What can I do to repay you?
No repayment needed.
No, I insist. He claps his hands. And 2 people come over and they bring a whole cask and just set it down in front of you. This is my finest, brewed today.
Okay, well, I appreciate the thought. Cress,
I'm
She's in the room.
She's asleep upstairs.
damn, well, tomorrow, I guess. Nil, was it?
Yes.
Drink?
Always. Then I will just help myself.
Yeah, he goes ahead and Bildro slams the tap right into it and starts pouring a drink. He hands it right to you.
I'm gonna take my drink and then go upstairs and peek in on Cress.
Okay, you peek in. She's asleep.
Still in her armor.
Still in her armor.
Protection.
Is libations the only currency people know in this town?
So, I'm sorry, say that again. Tamara's coming over, is she?
You heard me. Did you
Huh?
not?
Well, I thought I did, but... we enjoy our drink.
Enough to pay for 2 lives?
I can't say I understand what happened. I witnessed the whole thing. I don't understand why nobody seems to remember it, but the few of us here.
Well, gee, tomorrow, you and I might be the only ones on the same page.
Yeah, I'm a little lost, but what can I say? I'm a lowly barmaid. I spent all my coin to open this place with Bildro over here. I run the front half of the house, he runs the back half.
My apologies. I'm on edge. I didn't mean to assume that you needed to know or would know any more than we do. My apologies.
None taken. I understand it can be a trying time. I myself am a little shook up, but I have to be the front of the house, so I need to keep a cool face.
Yes, well, I'm sure in this time they'll gather around their tankards, won't they?
That is mostly what this town does. It is what we're known for.
Tofan,
Where's
up.
Drink to forget.
That's what they say.
Now she says, she looks at you and she says, well, that nice young elven lady bought the last 2 rooms. Is she with you guys, or should I try and find other places for you all to stay?
What, the bronze-colored skin one or the white one?
The white one. The one had the blue tent, and she looked with the very deep purple eyes. Beautiful.
I'm with the one asleep upstairs.
Ah, okay. So, I mean,
What, the bronze-colored skin one?
Yes. My bodyguard.
make a deception check.
Well, that's what she is.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, fine.
She is my bodyguard.
Okay.
So be it. I guess enjoy your night.
Well, it didn't go quite as expected, but it 60-40.
You're about on par with everyone else? They seem okay with it?
I'm certainly not okay with it. But what's done is done, and the only thing to be done is to help undo the rest.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to like this guy.
As you guys are talking, Lawmaster Tarley is going to enter back in. Ladies, gentlemen, and that is where we will go to break.
Wow, that was not at all what I thought was gonna happen.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Just do another quick shout out for Aiden for rendering that break video for us. It was pretty work. He did. I gave him my map file and he did wonders with it, so I'm happy with it.
It was a pain, but worth it.
And another shout out to Margaret for the very pretty assets for the different villages and cities on my map. She custom drew all of them for me. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So, Lawmaster Tarley had just broke in and shouted out for all of you to come join. You guys were looking for that woman, correct?
It's a fine looking.
Well, we found a trail of some silver-like substance leading off into the fields, heading north.
That would be her blood.
I don't know how far she could have gotten. She seems very quick. We chased her down for a good while, but couldn't find anything. We seemed to have lost the trail, but it seemed she was heading north.
How far could one get in these wilderness?
Well, at sundown, and when the nightlife starts to come out, I wouldn't suggest going out. Men, I mean, you guys look like very capable people, and he looks at a lot of you that are still here, minus Cress and Avaria, who are upstairs, and he says, I believe you guys could take care of yourselves and handle it, but first light, you would find a much easier travel. And he says, you know, why don't I just show you? And he goes and he pulls out this map, unrolls it, and he goes, well, here we are, just south of the range here, going towards the Deshaya Wastes. And they went up this way, towards the Ingallna Forest. I don't know which way she might have headed, I just know she was heading north. And he goes ahead and he shows all of you guys the map, which I apologize, I printed one size too large, so it is fucking huge.
You can lay it down on the battle map.
I'm going to pass it around for all of you to look at.
Well, lay it down on the battle map first and point out where he's going.
I will lay it down after you guys get to look at it.
Careful, don't hit the thing.
Goodness.
I apologize, I meant to print it the next size down and I didn't check.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, like I said, big battle map. Oh,
I'm sorry, battle map. Wait.
or not battle map. state map, and he's like,
I just scroll the whole thing.
and he's just kind of showing it around to the rest of you, and he says, "This is the map of the Xar'Talas Empire, made by head cartographer at the capital. What is his name? I don't know. He's not important, but he made this and gave it to all the local tavern guards."
Wow. Cartographers
Ole
really get no
Field.
love. Huh?
Cartographers really remember that.
They get no love.
You found it.
Wow.
There's an E.
Wow. God forbid I ever draw
I
anything.
spelled it with you. So,
Really?
Man,
Let's see what I spelled on the
and they went north
they went north.
Really
between
unfortunate.
Got the E.
Jinrun and the
Ingallna.
Ingallna Forest. Is that correct?
Correct. They were heading more towards the Ingallna Forest.
You were drunk and in bed.
Well, are
Or not even.
are we sticking together for the time being?
I think that's an excellent idea. You guys will all go hunt for her in the morning, of course, right? I will come along with because that is going to make an excellent tale. Succeed or fail. And I'd never go anywhere without my bodyguard as of less than 12 hours ago.
Oh, did you all just meet?
Yes.
You spent about 4 or 5 days together traveling to Ole Field.
The decision was made about 12.
Okay. If you would like, you can set it out here, and we will cut to an image to where people on stream can see. So as you guys here are looking, Ole Field is currently here.
Yeah, I don't get the.
Where you can see that they are hovering with laser pointers. I know it's very hard to see from the.
Guys, you trolls.
It is very hard to see from on screen there, but I will be posting a similar. Actually, I will be posting their map image in the artwork tab of our Discord later. So if you would like to check out the map and kind of see the Xar'Talas Empire in more depth, you guys can check out there. But back to our game.
Well, If everyone's alright with sticking together for the time being, I guess we rest.
Why are you looking at me whenever you say that?
You're the one I know. I'm asking your opinion.
Thank you, Margaret. Okay.
Well, me? Skip town, head southeast, even if that's the road we came in on. Go Midland. No?
Any reason?
Well, 2 people died. Those of the constabulary as well. I'm sure more will be coming. And Marcus, the captain, so he prescribed himself to be.
Probably looks at me, Marcus, I don't like that man. I don't like
Easily
him at all."
purchased, wouldn't you say?
I don't know him that well, but most of those guards are like that. I would say yes. I don't like that man.
Even amongst authority, not welcome company. Those that can be bought easily.
I don't care much for them either, but you seem rather shaken at the death of these people, and we could at least bring some form of justice to it by tracking down whatever this creature is.
I don't know about justice, Tofan. I think we should be running.
I understand that, but you can't always run. Sometimes you gotta stand up for what's right. At least
Is
what's right
this
for you.
right? Is any of this right? You told me you didn't know these lands.
I don't. Is it right for you?
Oh.
You're about the only person I trust at the moment.
Thank you.
What little there is. Whatever it is you want to do, I will do.
I think we can go with these people and learn more about whatever this creature is, and if we decide we want to leave after that, we can. It's no contract or commitment. Plus, there might be some coin along the way.
Well, if there's more currency in this town than just libations, if there's actually coin, I suppose that would give some variety, wouldn't it?
Indeed.
As you guys are talking, you guys look around, and a man comes in. Yes. Is there a Kelric or a Tofan here?
Schlecht.
I have a message. Someone.
Kelric Elsine.
Yes. You look just like the man described you.
Great.
This half-elven man, he left me this sack to give to you with a note. And she hands it over to you, and you open it up. And it reads, Kelric, Tofan, I apologize, but I have to leave town. It seems something came up very unsudden. I will, if you need me, I should be in the capital in a few days, but I apologize for having to leave so suddenly without having to say goodbye. And it's signed DAC, D-A-C.
Looks like Delimante left us a note.
Well, that's
Convenient.
vague, yeah?
Those were different answers, Tofan.
We still haven't checked out whatever is magical about that first sack you gave us.
I'm getting to it. These things take time.
I understand that.
Tofan, if I do this right, I might die. If I do this wrong, we both might die. Let me
I've
get
been
this
there
right.
before. Let's do it.
I will again pull out the book.
Okay.
A couple pages.
With your pearl.
Pull out the pearl.
Okay.
Ritual casting identify.
Okay. While you guys are doing that, would anyone else like to do anything while he's doing that? No? No? Okay. About 10 or 11 minutes passes by, and your spell doesn't give you back anything. You get the sense that there was magic on this, but whatever it was faded, and the spell, your identify spell, cannot seem to resonate with whatever magic it was. It seems older, different than what you're used to. And it's also faded. It's no longer there.
Oh, there's a trace, Tofan, but congrats. It is not more than a sack of gold.
It's still valuable in its own right.
that's all you care about.
It's not, but it's important all the same. I think it's time to sleep.
He's here tomorrow. Oh, yes. So are you guys staying with those upstairs?
I guess that's the plan. Do you have any other rooms available?
I apologize, we only had 2 rooms left. They're at the start of the harvest season, which is now. We usually get an influx of people coming in to get fresh ale. As you could tell today, there was quite a few patrons. It's very different than what's normally here. That white elven woman, the snow elf, she bought the last 2 rooms. I assume she was with you guys. If she's not, I can try and procure other arrangements for you.
It's fine. Nil, are you still down here? Yeah. Okay, Nil, are you crashing with Crest tonight?
Yes, that's the plan.
Are
That
there-
I tend to be in the same room, that way she
Are
can
there
protect me.
more beds?
There is one more bed in there.
Feel free, Kelric.
I'll be alright on the floor.
To be fair, we could all huddle in there. It'll be great. We can just cuddle.
I mean, if you're offering.
I'm always offering.
Sounds wonderful.
There is a small thud. You assume Crest has rolled off the bed and is still asleep.
I believe that was for me. I'm gonna go check on that.
You take 1 point of damage.
I have to heal it.
No. She's still out.
I mean, even with all the heavy armor on.
Yeah, that's why it hurt.
Well, I guess I will retire with Nil.
And you, hero? What will
Tarley
you do?
looks around.
I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna also get to his thing.
He says, well, I can't do much as far as bedding, but I can bring in a few bedrolls for you guys. They aren't much, but, better than sleeping on the floor. And he goes ahead and he walks back, Tarley walks back outside. About 10, 15, 20 minutes-ish later, he comes back with 3 bedrolls, lays out for you guys. And he goes, feel free to sleep within the bar room here. Should be fairly safe when tomorrow locks up.
That works for me.
I go to his room.
Okay, you take the bedroll and go up to his room.
There's an
What
extra
was
bed.
your name?
Huh?
There's an extra bed, isn't there?
There's 2 beds.
Two beds.
And I'm
Are you cuddling with someone? Oh, you are on the floor. Yes, sorry.
I'm going to discover her on the floor. Shrug, lay down in front of her, then wrap her arm around me and just.
Okay, I like it.
I will take the far bed from that.
Okay. So you go ahead and take the bed next to the window. There's a cool night breeze kind of coming in through the open window.
Crest begins to lightly slobber.
I've slept with worse.
As I'm kind of getting the bedroll and everything else together. You, hero? What's your name?
Zeros.
Ik ben Kelric, Elsie.
As you guys are kind of getting a chance to look more closely at each other now, the color of his armor instantly stands out to you as from one of the better known factions from your hometown.
I will say, in Xenokarat,
Which he would also know. It's a custom language we made, you need to edit.
you're not from here, are you?
Are you responding in common or in the new language?
No.
Okay.
I'm from Xar'Talas.
I'm from that region. The one that I travel with, Tofan, he calls himself, seemingly from the Republic somewhere. I won't pry, but I am curious as to what brings you here, as I'm sure you are me.
I'm here for my sister.
By the way, good Nacht. I pack up everything.
So you guys go ahead and you lay down for the night. Sleep comes to the most of you, although 2 of you have already passed out for the night. But well, you do not sleep. You just sit in a trance.
And by the way, how many windows do I have?
1.
So it's wide open. I smushed all the beds together, so I have a giant bed,
Yeah.
and it is freezing in there, and I love it.
Okay. Sounds pretty on par for you in character and out of character. So you go ahead and bless you.
I'm dead. Thank you for rescuing my banana.
Side note, everyone, just so everyone in chat knows, we have all been social distancing. We all only see each other in this room, so nobody freak out about Corona. We only see these people.
It's allergies.
We're dying.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
Or we're all dying
Okay,
together.
back to game. So, sleep comes to all of you with ease. It's been a very hectic day. Most of you spent the day traveling to this town and kind of are a little worn from your travels. As sleep comes to all of you, I need everyone except Alex to leave the room.
Wow.
Take the duck with you.
Bye, guys. Okay.
As they say, best of duck.
I'm moving out of the way. I'm moving.
Please do not trip on. When you turn back around, your foot got dangerously close to like catching on that cord, and I just the life of the setup flashed before my eyes.
Alright, well, hello, chat. I'm apparently by myself. This should be fun.
I'm in this.
Yeah, but it's okay if you hear it.
I assumed.
Trying to wait for here for the door to close.
It's closed.
Okay.
I think.
You think?
I'm not getting up to check.
So, as sleep comes to you very easily after this long night, you fall asleep and you awake in a flowing field, tall trees scattered off in the distance, the wind kind of brushing through these fields, and you hear the sounds of the forest kind of overtaking you. As you make your way into this deep, very wooded forest, the sunlight starts to fade behind the trees. Darkness overtakes you, and then a flash of light as a woman dressed in almost wood-like garments. She has leaves and vines overtaking her body, and kind of covering up most of her. She has long, flowing, kind of dark green hair. She stares at you and she says, "Ah, my son, how are you? You've done well, I see."
Excuse me?
"You are of my blood."
This is the first I've heard of it.
Ah, well, it is very uncommon throughout the lands. I'm sure your father would have kept it to himself. I was very taken with him.
You are...
My name is Xar'Talas. I'm sure you have heard.
Of course. I'm the child of a goddess.
Well,
That makes sense.
my blood runs through your veins. All of the who follow me are my children.
Okay. And why show yourself to me now?
Well, it's called a coming of age. And as she does, she says, "I wanted to show you something." And she forms this, vines kind of form in her hand and kind of encircle and form a small little, almost like acorn-like seed. And she lets it go and it starts floating over towards to you. As you grab it, it embeds itself in your hand and starts growing the vines off your hand, and then it disappears as the vines kind of go into your veins and up through your body. She says, "It's a small boon of my power. You've earned it. Please, do with it as you see fit."
That's what I usually do.
I appreciate everything you've done. I saw what you did for those guards and everyone today. I'll be watching over you, and as she starts to fade away, you just fade off, and then we will bring everyone back in.
I'll read them.
Okay.
I figured
Yeah.
That was being nice.
just
Come back down.
all of the like.
Gals and pals.
Should I?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
You now see a very large walnut on the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Am I dead?
Am I dead?
Everyone's dead.
Damn it.
TPK'd the whole party.
I knew it. Alex, you had one job, damn
It's
it.
just a bad hangover, it's fine.
Oh, fine. I'm re-rolling a character. I'd like to play
Nope.
the board.
I'm hungover. I'm done. I can't adventure anymore.
The
That's when the
splitting
adventure
headache.
gets good.
I must turn in my sword.
The most dangerous of weapons.
Stairs.
I missed last time.
Saved.
Go ahead. Can't even beat it. Not 3 dice.
Barely caught his dexterity saving throw to catch his feet.
Natural 20, natural 20, natural 20.
I didn't realize you were rolling a d4 until the
And yet,
yeah. How I see it.
Yes.
number 1.
So, you come to Shelby. You awaken after your 4 hours, or you come out of your trance after 4 hours. Yes. And it's about the middle of the night. Is there anything you would like to do before everyone else comes to awake?
You know, I just want to sit and think about my wonderful God I worship,
Okay.
and just think about how wonderful he is. How I think everyone needs. I can't do it.
Yes, you can.
I can't do it. We'll get to that point later.
Okay.
Everybody should.
So you go ahead and you sit and you pray to Vasmordial.
Everyone's gonna learn to worship as Morty.
That's the spirit.
So,
Just like
daylight comes. You guys see it coming through the small window of the bar here. You guys hear Tamara starting to unlock the front door as she's getting ready to prep for the day. Same for you guys. You awaken in your room. You on the floor, a little sore and a little stiff from sleeping in your armor and on the floor.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you feeling?
I have a little bit of a headache.
Just a little bit. That's impressive.
You kept me really warm.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Would you two please shut up?
What? When did you get in here?
Who are you? Oh,
Like I said, Tofan.
Okay. I'm gonna need a little bit of a refresher.
Yes.
He was there for the...
How much of last night do I remember, DM?
You were blacked out. You were shit-faced drunk.
First time ever drinking. Okay. Well, I promise I'm not.
You wake up and see all this ink down your arms.
I promise I'm not normally like this. You
fine.
see, I've just never done a lot of things. So I'm protecting him, and he was like, "Have a drink." I was like, "Okay," and then a drink turned into. I can't count.
12.
I will help you get rid of your headache. And I will take the cask and pour it out into whatever glass I have in the room and hand it to her.
Okay.
Just keep drinking.
That's an excellent remedy.
It's almost like this is real life for us.
Cress
feel
is very
attacked.
naive.
Too real. Too real.
Okay, so Cress is very naive, but after last night, would she still believe them?
I don't know, would she?
You get a whiff of this tankard, what happens?
Yeah.
I gag. I think I'll. Thank you, though.
Of course.
And she like shakily hands it back to you.
So,
I'm gonna go downstairs.
Sounds good.
Me too.
Find something to eat.
Me 3. 2. 3? 2.
2.
2? No, you're staying up here.
I'll be down
That's
momentarily.
unfortunate. You should come down to breakfast.
What are you guys waiting for?
Exactly. Let's go with her. And I'm gonna like Starly start pushing him down to the room.
okay.
Please stop. I will join you momentarily. You two head down.
Ah, some alone time. Certainly. Okay.
Exactly.
Close the door on my way out.
As you look down, that holy symbol on your crossbow is now in the shape of that acorn.
I'm gonna look at it for a bit.
Okay.
See if it's different. Just kind of meditated on it for a few minutes.
So, you guys go ahead and come down for dinner. And Tamara sees you come down.
Breakfast.
Breakfast,
I'd also
sorry.
like to see if they left any of their possessions in the room.
Did you?
No.
Did you?
Do I have possessions?
You have some stuff. Remember from your 0 session what you were waiting for?
Nothing.
What? I was wearing the armor.
Yeah.
No, I did take my glaive with me. I took everything with me.
It looks like they took everything with them. And there's not really much left in the room. There's some bedding, a candle.
Then I'll head down.
Okay. Sure you don't want that candle? I'm joking. So you go ahead and you head down for breakfast. You see the two of them kind of stirring and awaking.
As I'm handing back the folded up bedroll to Tamara. Thank you, my Frau. Appreciate it.
No, the thank you is all mine. Please, breakfast is on us today. I'll have Tarley take care of it.
It's very kind of you.
Are you continuing downstairs, or are you staying in your room?
I'm gonna creep down the stairs.
Okay. So you guys watch as this very quiet snow elf descends the stairs and sees a lot of you kind of sitting there all together at that table there in front of the hearth. Tamara comes over, starts up the fire, gets it going for the day.
I'm Cress. I don't know if I introduced myself.
Pleasure.
Your name? Is it Pleasure?
Well, I must say, that's quite a terrible name, my friend.
Or a really good one. It depends on the profession.
Wow.
I'm clipping that later.
Uh-huh.
Ignore him. He's kind of quiet and he's a little bit standoffish. Nilithus Solomar, you should come eat with us.
You can sit next to me, Pleasure. Oh, Avaria. And then I'm so sorry. I need your names again.
You were quite helpful in the scrap back there. Ik ben Kelric, Elsine. Pleasure.
Oh man.
Icky, Kelric. Gotcha.
Sorry, it's an old habit. Kelric, Elsine.
Okay.
Right.
I can't read.
Well, what's on your arm then? Come on. It's the talk of the table.
Well, it's smudged now, but it was.
It's all smudges.
Yeah, there's nothing really there that you can read by now.
Nice job.
I didn't write this.
Well, one thing's for sure, you have to wait for the ink to dry.
That's what I didn't do.
Yeah.
I'm a performer, not a writer.
I can teach you a thing or two about writing.
I could teach you a thing or two.
Zeros.
So, Tamara, go ahead, and she brings over and she says, yes, what would everybody like to have for breakfast? It's on us today. Bacon, eggs, maybe a nice old slab of pork.
What she said.
Got it. Anyone else?
Pardon by chance lamb stew,
I can whip something up.
and a warm glass of milk. In a tankard, please.
I will see if we have a way to warm it, but I'll do my best.
It's kind, but no thank you.
Ma'am?
More since everyone else.
Alright.
Any tea
Tea. I'm sure I could find something.
with some honey.
Pardon, some bread as well.
Bread, yes. I will get some bread from Liana. Let me run out real quick. Actually, you know what? I'll send someone else. She's the local baker here. You have to meet her. Nice old lady.
Much appreciated.
Mr. Kelly.
So, 3 porks, tea, milk, and lamb stew, correct? Nothing for you, ma'am. Nothing for you, sir?
Correct.
Yes, and the bread, please.
Huh?
Pork for her.
Pork, yes. Sorry, that's a large order. And some bread, yes. Okay, I will be right back. And she goes and she gathers everything, brings it all out, and sets it out for you guys. You guys see she sets out these big old slabs of pretty much a big old pork steak in front of the 3 of you. Sets down a tea with a little jar of honey next to it for you. Then she brings over a small bowl of lamb stew, and she says, I'm sorry, it's not exactly fresh, it's from last night, but
Will do. Thank you, my friend.
she says, I will get the bread to you, and she hands you your glass of milk. She says, I tried to warm it over the fire a little. I will get you your bread as soon as Liana gets it here.
You worry far too much.
Going to take her hand and put a piece of gold in it. Just like be real sneaky about it.
She puts it back and says, ma'am, please, you guys did enough yesterday.
No, please.
Well,
They're annoying, please.
I can't thank you enough, but she takes it and puts it in her bosom.
Come on, I'm trying to be sneaky here.
Fancier than anything I had in the Ingallna Forest.
You say Ingallna Forest?
Yeah.
Believe that's where we're going. You're from there?
You could say.
We have a guide.
Yes, we do. And a bodyguard. She's excellent at that.
Your bodyguard is a guide.
Yes.
I would like to have
And your
slipped
guide
out
is my bodyguard.
Guide guard.
Okay, you're trying to do it unseen,
Guard guy.
or just kind of getting up and leaving
in
the
like
table?
the commotion of breakfast being served.
Bodyguard.
Okay. Go ahead.
I
Make
like
a stealth
it.
check for me.
Body
Just...
guy.
Bodyguard. Roast.
13.
13. Okay. Everybody but Kelric and Avara, you guys noticed Tofan getting up and leaving the bar.
Bye, Tofan.
Everybody but you two. No one saying? No?
I'm letting him do.
Okay. You go ahead and you get up and you leave the bar. What would you like to do?
I will follow him because I'm curious. Far
Okay.
too much for my own good, but stealthily.
Make a stealth check.
Son of a-
Yeah. You don't notice him following you.
I can see the die. Dummy.
I'm stealthful in some things, not all things.
So, what would you like to go do?
I just kind of like to get the lay of the land here in the town and make my way towards that water tower that was mentioned last night.
Okay. You go ahead and you make your way over to the guard tower and that massive water tower next to it. As you approach, you see the people are there, gathered in the morning, kind of waiting in line to fill their buckets of water for their home needs.
Oh yeah, it's like pretty crowded area.
Yeah, there's probably this early in the morning. There's probably just the farmers are there this morning, so you see probably a group of three men gathering and filling their buckets.
Okay. Other than that, any noticeable features about the town?
Not much. You see this large barrel that is the water tower, and that tall guard tower on the edge of town, where you can you look and you see Tarley and a few men there, kind of gathering at the base of it. Throughout town, you see scattered trees where the colors have kind of faded into some fall colors. There's a well in the center of town. Small houses don't look very much like anyone who has any sort of money lives here. Out behind the bar, the tap keg, you find a small little stable. And that's about it.
Stable. I'd like to go to the stable.
Okay, you go ahead and you approach the stable. Tending the stables with a few horses, you see a small, petite, half-elven man. He's got stringy white hair that kind of falls down to the right side of his face. He's got kind of tattered clothes. Doesn't look like has very much. Looks just kind of like a stable boy. This is his job, and this is pretty much all he really has.
I'm gonna walk and say, excuse me.
You stared at me there. What can I do for you?
Sorry. I believe you talked to a man named Delimante yesterday.
Yes. He left me a message for you for one of you. Your name's Tofan. Tofan. Yes. What about? He left.
Did he leave horses and carts here?
Yeah.
take
I
him with
mean, this is his horse and his cart here. He asked me to leave it for you guys.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, I assumed it was you guys would come and get it when you needed it.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm here for. I was hoping to get them ready to travel and head out
Sure.
of town for a
When do you
bit.
need them? I'll have them prepped.
As soon as you can, preferably.
Sure. Give me an hour and I'll have them ready to leave town.
Sounds wonderful.
And goes ahead and he starts getting together some hay and some feed and different things for the horses. Getting the cart kind of prepped, and he starts getting a saddle and stuff prepped for the horse to get him hitched to the cart.
Okay.
Cuts for Dom. The bread was for him. Where'd he go?
So now that you see a small, short halfling woman kind of enters into the tavern, short black hair, large plump lips, kind of elderly, looks like she's getting into her later years, and she has a very long flowing, for a halfling at least, it kind of follows behind her a little bit, blue dress, and you see her approach you and she says, yes sir, were you the one that ordered the bread?
I was.
And she goes ahead and sets it down. She says, Liana, I am the town baker.
Liana, my absolute appreciation.
Please, it is my finest.
Danke, mevrouw.
Please, if you need anything, I have a cart that I push around town.
Quite. We'll keep an eye out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you see Tofan wander off? The bread is for him.
No.
I didn't order anything, then he just absconds. Great.
He's not gonna eat it?
Pardon, ma'am.
Yes.
How much would it be for another loaf?
Silver piece?
Quite.
I'll be right back. I just have it in my cart right outside.
My apologies.
You see her she kind of like waddles off, comes back with another piece. Here you go.
Okay. I can tell you need it. Maybe some water. A water?
Tamara. Yes, I'll have it right over there.
Alright. Don't worry, we'll just rob her of all of her bread. It's fine.
Tamara brings over a small little tankard of water, sets it down on the table.
Thank you.
Anything else? Ale. I remember you liking ale. Would you like one?
No,
Oh, would you like one?
no.
Okay.
But she's okay. She doesn't need it.
Okay.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Yes. And she goes back to what she was doing, kind of cleaning up around the bar, prepping things for the day.
How big was this cask they gave me?
Okay.
So it's like carryable, like
Yes.
it's like shoved into a bag and it's like sticking out a little bit from the top.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my character.
I'm just making sure I'm not carrying a barrel with me.
Yeah.
Guard
like-
behind you is
No.
going.
So what were you doing while you were following him?
I'm keeping an eye on what he's doing, and I want to wait till he's alone, and then I want to step out and kind of confront him.
Okay. So as you start to leave the stable, go ahead.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Did you not care to inform us of where you were going?
No, I don't think I have to.
No, you certainly don't have to, but if we're going to travel together, shouldn't we know a bit about each other?
Well, if we continue to travel together, I'm sure we will.
Well, not if we're sneaking off.
We may not get along if you don't like people sneaking off. It's kind of my thing.
And you were doing...
Just getting us prepared. I got our horse and cart ready to go. Checking out the town for a bit.
And that's it.
Well, yes. I'm assuming you saw all of it.
Maybe. Maybe not. That's for me to know.
You seem familiar somehow.
I seriously doubt that I remember most people I meet.
Ever had anything stolen from you?
Multiple times.
Anything important?
Multiple times. Define important.
Of sentimental or gold value?
People, possessions, money. Multiple times.
Okay. Should keep a better eye on your things then.
Oh, I do, believe me. And my people.
So you want to get to know each other more, you say?
I don't necessarily need to know you, I just need to know what you're doing. For my own safety. And my companions.
Well, rest at ease. I wish no ill will on you or Cress.
It's good. She's an excellent bodyguard, but as you might have noticed, she's a little klutzy.
Where's Nell?
Beats me. Seems people just materialize away from the table.
You're
The bread's
awful
hanging out
bodyguard.
of my mouth.
Where no?
Well, was that all you wanted?
For now. But I think it's best that we go back and join the party, don't you say?
Figured I would wait for our cart to be ready. I can meet you all in the north of town.
I'll make sure that we all rejoin you.
Sounds wonderful. I'll be waiting ready.
As I'm walking away, I want to, just casually flick a dagger at him and say, catch this.
Okay, roll the hit.
$16?
Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you catch it.
22.
Yeah. So you, as this dagger comes flying at you, you just turn around, catch it right at the handle.
Huh. Keep it.
I planned on it.
I'm gonna go walk back and join everybody else.
As you guys are making your way back, the four of you, or as you're looking around, the door swings open and Tarley comes in with another man next to him, and they make their way up to the bar and start talking to Tamara. He sees both of you coming over, the four of you sitting eating breakfast, and he comes over and introduces his compatriot. He says, "This is the man that saw the winged creature leaving town." He introduces what you guys see, a fairly average-looking human man, probably in his late 30s, light caramel skin, wearing a loose-fitting buttoned-up shirt with tan leather pants. He's got kind of rugged facial features and kind of a bit of a goatee going on. So this is Burik. He's the man who saw the winged creature leaving town. And he goes, "Yeah, yes.
You!
Yes?
I was supposed to look for you.
You're supposed to look for me?
Sabre sent me.
Ah, I know that man. Good guy.
Yeah, he sent me to say you!
What about me?
He just told me to look for you.
Does this have anything to do with, people dying last night?
I mean, no. They can go.
How is Sabre nowadays?
Old.
Yeah, he is an old man, isn't he? Well, next time you see him, tell him I said hi.
Will do.
Did he send you here for any reason?
No, do you remember if he sent us here for any reason?
I was here to make sure you got here, and you were here to make sure I got here. That's about as far as I got. Also, I helped you.
Okay then. Well, if you need anything, I'd be happy to help.
Wait, there was...
I do own most of the town.
No.
Okay then. Yes, sir. You wanted to say something.
I was gonna ask you, DM.
Okay.
What do I make of this pair? How
Make an
strong
ins-
is their bond?
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
Breakable. It's
can
amazing
see
what
that.
12 drinks can do.
Big 7.
They're very tightly interwoven, as far as you can tell.
We've known each other for years.
Had more
Years,
drinks
man.
than you rolled.
It's been years, man. We met like last night. It's been years.
Yeah. You can know each other just for a little amount of time and feel like you've known each other for years.
They're
Well,
soul sisters.
please, Bordic, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to introduce myself. I saw that winged creature with those black wings, and she was kind of spewing this gray silver substance out of her as she went flying out of town towards the Ingallna Forest. Although if she's heading that way, I'm sure Sabre will make quick use of her.
He had to do something. He's not there right now.
Oh, well, I don't know what's gonna happen then.
Looks like we gotta go take care of it.
Well, normally I would accompany you. But I screech as my chair gets up.
Yep.
But I'm off to find Tofan.
As you get up, they enter back into the bar.
I didn't come with them.
Oh, you didn't come with them?
That's
I
right.
thought you said you're making your way back.
No.
Okay.
It was just me.
Okay,
No,
so you
I
make
was
your way
waiting
back
for
to
the cart to be ready,
Okay,
I do
you.
actually know where he is.
and
So
then
you-
I was gonna head to the north edge of town and wait for them.
Hang on, there was a disconnect. You weren't at the table. Now I'm confused.
I came back.
He came back.
Okay,
It was just me, though.
gotcha. Okay. I had my timelines mixed up. You got wishy-washy.
It was kind of fucky.
Too much
It's
ale for
fine.
breakfast. It's fine.
After about an hour, while you guys are finishing up your breakfast, the cart is ready, and this man comes over in this tattered clothes. Yes, sir. Here you go.
I hand him a gold piece. Say,
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, please, I don't need this much. This is more than I earn in a month.
I appreciate your work.
Well, I appreciate it, and he just holds it very tightly and goes back to his stable.
And I'll take the horse and cart and head to the north edge of town, waiting
Okay.
for the rest of them.
One
So
gold
you-
piece is a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
A lot of
You
money.
guys are throwing it around like it's nothing.
No kidding.
I got this kind of coin.
So you go ahead and take the cart with the horses to the north edge of the road heading out of town towards the Emperor's Byway, and kind of sit there and wait for them.
And
while the
then
rest of you.
I do a once over of the cart to make sure there's no fucky shit.
No fucking shit.
No traps,
Okay.
any sort of magical glyphs that are tracking it or some shit like
Well,
that.
no, I'm joking. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Loads. Hell yeah.
Investigation.
Yes.
17.
It looks like a cart, as far as you can tell. It's in well working order. It seems that it's been well taken care of. Horses have been fed. There's a couple sacks of feed and some hay in the back of the cart to kind of get you guys going. Keep probably about 3 or 4 days worth of feed for the horses.
Nothing extraordinary tucked into the saddlebags or anything like that.
Nothing that you find.
Oh, we
Couple bombs.
As I'm getting up to leave, I kind of skitter step. Pardon, Mener, you said you've seen him.
Yes, he was getting carts ready for us. You can't expect me to walk the whole way, can you?
I never anticipated us to walk, no.
He's one step ahead of us.
Huh.
I piggybacked.
Is that so?
I'm
She's
stronger
incredibly strong.
than I look.
Soul.
I was not judging your...
Some would say.
I was not judging your brawn.
Lower than yours. Yes.
Wow.
Maybe. I'm actually not sure now.
Stage whispers, guys.
What?
Oh boy. Just reminding him of stage whisper.
Yeah. So, are you guys getting together to go meet?
By all
Yes.
appearances.
I
I
will
take
gladly lead
the
way.
loaf of bread from the table. The second loaf.
Yes.
Mine that I've ordered.
Not the one half ingested by Cress.
I mean, half ingested, don't you mean the whole thing? So you guys go ahead and you gather your things, finish up breakfast, and you guys make your way out towards the north edge of town where Tofan is waiting with you with a cart and 2 horses.
As we're walking, Cress gets really close to Nil with her pouch of gold. Hey Nil, this is gonna be really embarrassing to admit, but I don't know how to count money, and I need someone to help.
I'm excellent counting money. That I can assure you.
Will you
And half it's gone.
carry my money for me?
Honey, gladly.
I'm trusting.
I will make sure. Oh, I will make sure we do not lose
can't
a
keep a straight
single
face.
copper.
Or silver or gold, right?
Or silver or gold, correct. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Or the bag.
That too.
Yes. Most people, they don't check for the bag.
I hand the bag to you.
We'll gladly take it.
I get the sense she has no idea what material possessions, like, what weight they carry.
We will figure this out together. And I'm just gonna.
Well, you can figure that out if you get a scale.
Add 25 gold to your inventory.
At how much?
25.
Okay. Laptop.
Wow. So this bag is not small, huh? Okay. Good to know.
It is quite literally a sack of gold. Yeah.
Getting Delimante vibes
Have you walked up at this point?
amongst everything.
Yeah.
Yes. He left this for us. I checked. It doesn't appear to be trapped or tracked or have any sort of magical means of it. I think it's just a cart.
I was talking about the coin,
Oh.
Tofan. But if the shoe fits,
That's fair. I don't know about the coin.
right?
Chris.
Hmm?
Ever met a man named Delimante?
Who?
Dak for short?
Who?
They're an owl.
Ah, I get it. I was in the forest for a little while. I get it.
Well,
Can't pull a fast one on me.
She's so smart.
Well, the good news is, Tofan, while you were away securing transportation, we found a guide.
wonderful. Feel free.
Okay, so if we go this way, that's the
Well,
way. Or the
Don't
forest.
tell me. Lead the horses. We'll all hop in the cart.
Oh.
I'm gonna hop up next to her.
Should I,
Okay.
before I do that, should I take off my very heavy armor?
That's up to you.
Or will that crush horses? Do I have a sense?
Are you getting on the horse, or are you getting? I mean, it
Assuming
won't
there's a
crush-
place to drive the
We should
cart.
get
Yeah,
in front
it's
of the
a
cart to drive the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Very
definitely.
in character there, Tyler. I like it.
Jake the Tank cannot take the
Okay.
weight.
Oh, is that his name now?
Maybe.
It's
It's
not
not
our
canon.
horse.
Oh God.
What happened to our horse? We did have one.
He was a good horse. A fine horse. I don't remember. It was such a long night? Days? Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday doesn't exist in this world.
Then I have no idea what day it is.
That's all of us during
But we're
quarantine.
together, so it's a good day.
Quarantine
Of
vibes right
course.
there.
So,
Chris.
you guys.
How about I will lead the horses, you tell me which way to go.
I can lead them.
It's okay. It's okay.
I got it.
But you can really tell me where to go because I am great with horses. They love me. You are a great guide. I don't want you to get distracted because sometimes the horses are going to pull one way and I don't want us to get lost on accident. So if you tell me where to go, I can handle them.
You know what? You seem like a very bright person. Okay.
See, and you're great at guiding, so this is what we're going to do.
Follow this path.
We're going to follow the path. You're going to take us into the woods.
My, it's almost like we're an organized group.
Toward the woods.
Towards the woods, okay.
As you guys are getting ready to depart town, Lawmaster Tarley comes out and says, Ulrich's men said they traced that woman, creature, whatever you'd like to call it, off into the clearing over there, right through the Ingallna Forest, heading north. I can't give you guys much else, but that's about all we've got. And, knowing the druids of the forest, I'm sure she's either dead, lost, or captured by now, but who knows?
She seemed quite capable.
Yes, she did, didn't she?
I don't know. The circle said they were dealing with something. So,
So maybe they depart. They aren't there.
happy then. Let's hurry.
Let's go find her.
Which I had grippy hands.
Lead the way.
The giant ass map.
Good lord.
You need
Take
me to
some-
hold it so you can look at it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no kidding. Can I get a magnifying glass?
So, go ahead and roll a animal handling check for me, honey.
Got +6, so figured.
Oh, shiza.
All right.
That was. I'm never doing that again. Good lord. Instant regret.
So you guys go ahead and pile into this cart. Avaria and Cress kind of take the helm. You guys kind of pile into the back. You're sitting up right behind Cress, as you said you were taking the seat next to her. And you guys go ahead and get the cart kind of going off, moving off the north road here. It takes you guys probably, I don't know, a day of traveling down the road. To get around into this clearing as you're going through, it kind of goes off the beaten path, so it takes you guys a little bit longer to kind of travel through here on cart. Just taking it slow, you don't want to damage your wheels at all unless you guys want to take it faster.
No, don't want to
Okay.
damage it.
Eurobeat intensive.
So you guys go ahead and continue into this clearing. The forest starts to enclose around you guys and starts to get thicker. The tall treetops above you kind of encompass the most of the sky above you, with small pockets of sunlight coming through. The slight breeze of autumn air kind of coming through. It's a very nice day. You guys continue down. You're leading the helm and you are keeping lookout, kind of leading the way. Make a survival check for me. Survival or history, because you have traveled through here before, but if it's history, you need to do it at disadvantage.
I think this will be my first check, not at disadvantage.
Yeah, that tracks.
That just means you need to be drinking more.
13? Okay, you get a familiarity sense of that you've been through here before. It's all still fairly new to you because last time you were coming through here, you were a little worse for wear. But you guys start making your way through the forest. And you guys go ahead and spend the better half of the day. It's a very quiet forest. You guys hear the different sounds of the birds and different flora and fauna kind of chirping throughout the area. And you guys come to a small opening, familiar to you and you, circle of stones. They kind of encompass this opening here in the middle of the Ingallna Forest. A large crystalline blue pillar, kind of encompassed by different stones, weaving its way in and out up of this pillar here through the center. You guys have come into the druidic circle of the Ingallna Forest here.
Welcome.
Is this where you're from?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Anything seem out of the ordinary?
Do I notice anything? How far would Sabre's hut be?
Probably about another 30-minute by cart, or like 15-minute if you wanted to get out and walk instead of trying to guide the horses there.
Well, to be honest with you, I wouldn't know if much was amiss, but I know someone who would. Can I tell if anything's amiss?
Make a perception check.
This is here,
That's what it's there for.
That's an 11. That's my second 10 in a row.
It looks and appears the same as if you saw it. Everything looks in place. Nothing's really different. The season has started to change a little bit. The colors are a little more autumn than whenever you were first here.
It's a little bit more orange than before.
Orange, you say?
We're upon this circle now, right?
You guys are within the circle.
Is there any writing on the various stones?
There is. It just looks like some different runes that are kind of carved on the stones. Maybe a little kind of familiar to you, but kind of vaguely different.
Are we talking singular runes or a series of them?
Singular. One on each stone. And there are 6 stones that encompass with this massive blue crystalline tower, a stone in the center.
Okay.
So, as you guys are kind of looking around, and everything kind of, everything seems kosher throughout here. That same man who came and delivered the letter to Sabre comes walking out into the clearing here. Oh, you're back.
I am back.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Did you need something? Did you forget something? Sabre hasn't returned yet.
Did I forget? No, that's not why I'm here.
Okay.
So there's this bird lady.
Bird lady.
I can't talk. Someone else talk.
Hello. She's.
Yes, I remember you as well.
Yes. Anyway, we're searching for a very, 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 very hot elf, but
Right.
she's kind of, like sometimes when they're that attractive, they're
Like birds?
so she's got, and she causes
A
everybody
elf
to go
with
crazy.
wings.
Yes.
Sir, have you had a lot to drink this morning?
No.
Okay.
But anyway, we're looking for somebody unusual that's traveled through here, is what I'm trying to say.
A creature of some form, likely
Well-
arrived wounded.
Bleeding silver.
There was a woman that I tended to last night, but I can't say she was bleeding silver.
Where did you take her?
I don't know. She disappeared this morning, said she was heading west.
Did it actually look like she was heading west?
I mean, she was heading south when she left out of the
More
forest.
importantly, what did she look like?
I can't remember.
Do you remember tending to her?
Vaguely.
Do you remember agreeing to tend to her?
I just remember taking care of her.
Sounds familiar.
Her.
West, you said.
Yeah, I don't know why she was heading that way. There's not much out that way.
Well, it sounds like.
Now that I think about it, it was heading east. No? I can't remember.
I believe that he's genuinely confused.
Make an insight check.
Fucking weed.
21.
21. Yeah, you get the sense that
So he really does.
having a familiarity of being under her spell for a little bit from the day before, you get the sense that he is currently under the effects and doesn't really understand what's going on.
What do you remember the most about this woman?
You know, I can't say. I just remember tending to her wounds. And then she thanked me with a kiss and left.
And you said west or east.
Yes.
Can you take us to where you tended to her?
Well, sure. And he takes you and he leads you back towards Sabre's hut. Takes you guys about 15-20 minutes to walk over that way. And he says, I tended to her right here. And you guys look as you enter into this small little hut. There's a small little fireplace on the side with a pot over it and a small table over to the left. You notice a few different books and different things laid out over this small little workstation that he has. And on the bed, there is just stains of silver all over it.
You didn't remember her bleeding silver.
Blood on my bed.
You know, yeah, I don't remember it, but that's strange. I don't know how that got there.
What is this? Your home?
That's my hot water heater.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because we were just having echoes and reverb and thinking that I heard that, but I didn't hear it through. I was like, what's happening?
Probably not picking it up. We're fine. Your bed.
My bed. We're in Sabre's hut, correct?
Yes,
That's my bed.
technically
there-
Sabre's bed, but yes.
Was there
It was my bed.
blood when you left?
No.
I'm just asking.
Well,
I'm assuming bleeding silver is unusual. Okay.
Very unusual.
Would I know anything that would bleed silver?
Make a history or an arcana check, your choice. 12? Nothing comes to mind.
does the blood... I see if the blood, like, tracks out anywhere. Or if is it just, like, there?
It's just there. Whenever you see a small trail coming in through the hut towards the bed, but then leaving doesn't look like there was anything on its way out.
Is the person that tended to her still charmed?
As far as you can tell.
Can I try to uncharm him and charm him to me?
How are you going to do that?
If he's still charmed to the point that he can't remember anything, I want to basically help take him to neutral and towards me.
Do you have a magical means of doing this, or
Charm person.
you could attempt that?
Let's give it a whirl.
Okay. What's the...
Do I see him casting this? Does it have verbal or somatic components?
Yeah.
So yeah,
You would see it. I'm definitely not hiding it.
Force him to roll 6. Emitting silver and blue from my hand.
Okay. So I assume he fails.
Yes.
Do I know that he did that?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, you see just at the side. Oh.
Nope.
Yeah, never mind. You don't see anything.
Sure as fuck no. I don't even know he's there.
So this person is now... Ah, friend.
Yes.
Yes.
So, this woman you helped mend, west, east, north, south.
You know, I'd have to say if I really thought about it, she was heading east. But it's all kind of a blur.
Noted.
There's an awful lot of land east
There's
here, Nil.
a lot of land
This-
east, and not exactly any specific destinations that would make sense.
I mean, plenty that would make sense, but
They'd be very far east.
yes,
And it depends on how well he was able to mend her as to how far she could travel.
Ah, mending. Yeah, I'm not good at that.
Don't forget the wings.
Mr. Messenger, you said you're not good at mending.
Vish is my name, by the way.
Vish. Okay. Well, I can't believe I didn't know that. Vish, you said you're not good at mending.
No, I did what I could with what I had.
You couldn't have gotten far. Big brain. Using it.
What?
My brain, I'm using it.
And we're very proud of you, sweetheart.
Yes, we are.
Thank you, Vish.
Would anyone want to go look east for a while, see if we can find any tracks or blood?
No.
I mean, you do know the area. I could see your usefulness. Come on.
She doesn't go anywhere without me, so of course I will tag along as well.
Sure. I would like to
I'm holding
check.
your hand.
Okay. We'll just...
Skipping through the forest.
Yep.
I'd like to check for any, like, pools of blood, trails of blood, tracks, and then, like, up in the trees if there's any, like, broken branches, like signs of someone moving through, basically.
Okay, make a perception check.
Can I
Well,
help?
perception or survival, whichever one you like.
Perception.
Okay.
Can I help on that?
Sure. Go ahead and do an advantage.
24.
24. You don't find very many blood pools or anything like that, but what you do find are some broken limbs up in very low in the trees, probably about 6 or 7 feet just above the ground. And you see some broken limbs. You see some scratch marks on different parts of different trees, where you get the sense something dug into it and kind of pushed off.
These follow a path? Or some
They're
sort
kind
a
of
path?
weaving in and out through the different trees here, kind of heading, kind of like a southwest or southeast. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm getting my ways mixed up.
Well, it appears they've left tracks of some sort. With up in the branches there, we could get the rest of the group and follow.
To be fair,
Or at least bring it up with
also
them.
be anything.
What creature do you know that was traveling this direction that would be up in the trees, staggering back and forth, leaving claw marks?
A large bird, perhaps.
I don't think those were there, like, when I was here last.
And I believe you.
I don't think there are any. Are these like large claw marks?
Large claw marks.
I don't know of any birds that are that large. And I'm fairly well attuned to the forest.
You should travel more. But nonetheless, I agree that this is the best thing we have to follow.
Let's see if the rest agree. And we'll head back
Okay.
to Sabre's hut.
Sure.
Well,
You guys make your way back.
we found what appears to be a trail through the trees. Claw marks and broken branches and such. Do we want to continue pursuing this?
Sidebar. Vish has just been following you around this whole time with a giant smile on his face.
Me?
Yeah, you charmed him.
Neil,
Yeah.
I think he has a crush on you.
I'm used to that. It's okay. It's away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He'll follow for a little while and then he'll get bored and go back.
Perfectly normal.
Is he doing anything unusual following me?
Nope.
Okay.
So, you guys gather your things. Is there anything you'd like to do with the hut before you leave?
If that's the only lead.
Okay.
We can stop.
Neil, will you write for me?
Of course. What would you like me to write?
Okay. Write. Hi, Sabre. I know you told me to have an adventure. I've been gone one day? Couple days?
You've been gone about 4 days.
I've been gone a little while. I'm back now, but I'm leaving again. I wanted to let you know that you said to try alcohol. I didn't like it. I mean, I did, but I didn't.
Uh-huh.
Are you actually writing anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm writing everything down word for word.
Okay.
I miss you a lot. I wish you were here, and I'll see you hopefully again. Signed, not Cress, but Cress.
I'm assuming you'd like me to leave this here somewhere for him to find it.
Yeah.
Just gonna like slip it like under the pillow.
Under the bloodstained pillow.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to turn my back
Wait,
while
wait.
this is happening and cast message again on Cress.
Wait, P.S.
Crying out fucking loud.
Make a
The
sleight of
blood's
hand
not
check to
mine.
try and do it without anyone seeing.
24.
Yeah, not a single person in this party notices.
Good lord.
I would just like to say, well, good for you, Cress. Keep adventuring. I got your note.
Make a deception check.
With advantage, though. Come
I mean, he
on.
did
No.
get a note.
Fine.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 19.
Oh.
Make an investigation or an insight check. Sorry.
7.
Uh huh.
20.
Oof.
Yep. Uh huh.
Just barely.
The highest roll she's made.
Thank you.
Pretty standard response.
I know you're not really Sabre, but also that means a lot.
You also don't know who it was unless you recognize his voice.
I feel like I'd recognize the voice at this point,
Okay.
Yeah, she's been sober.
but I don't think
She's been sober.
I
That's
don't
true.
think the other voice was him.
Okay. Duly noted.
You know,
This voice
I've heard a
sounds
couple
exactly
different
like him. The
voices
other
now.
was like,
Maybe you can help me find him.
I can certainly
You
try.
can do that.
Oh, you guys gather your things. You get your stuff together, make your way back towards the cart, and you guys start making your way, following this fat path throughout these broken branches and scarred trees with these claw marks in them. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.